আমাদের জন্য সুবিধা হতো।
এক্স্যাক্টলি, সবাই যদি একটু রিনেম করবো। So we can start. Beauty, over to you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, distinguished judges, guests, and dear participants. I, Beauty Akhtar, today's host, is delighted to welcome you all at this national finale of Entrepreneurship World Cup Bangladesh. Entrepreneurship World Cup is the biggest competition of long journey that takes startup founders into a full entrepreneurial development experience. Daffodil International University is the proud national host of Entrepreneurship World Cup in Bangladesh. For the second consecutive year, the Daffodil International University is organizing Entrepreneurship World Cup. The global host of this program is Global Entrepreneurship Network, Miss Global Forum, the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. It's an honor and privilege to be your host on this momentous occasion. Light Castle Partners and the Impactors Connect as our strategic partner. Moreover, of innovation and entrepreneurship, Startup Grind, Female Innovators Hub, Bangladesh Venture Capital Limited, and World Business Angel Investment Program as our ecosystem. To start this program, presently with much honor, with us some recognized judges on this, our distinguished judges. First of all, I am going to start with Ms. Tina Jabin, the manager. Hello, ma'am. Mr. Rahat Ahmed, founding Bangladesh. Mr. Nijor Rahman, CEO, Bangladesh Angel. Idul Amin, Director, Light Castle Partners. Invite Mr. Asif Iqbal, World Cup Bangladesh, to share a bit information about the
Thank you so much. So I'll take 3 to 4 minutes to give you an overview of this World Cup. We are doing it for the second time in Bangladesh. So Entrepreneurship World Cup is the biggest global competition in the whole world for the entrepreneurs. Not only it is said that it's not only a pitch competition, it is something have given some life-changing experience for the entrepreneurs last year. So today, this year, we have more than 190,000 plus entrepreneurs applied for this Entrepreneurship World Cup from all over the world. In Bangladeshi statistics, I will share in the next slide. So 199 plus countries has joined this World Cup, and also we have a good investor pool and mentors for this Entrepreneurship World Cup with the world-class network of resources. So why it is said that the biggest, not only the global competition for entrepreneurs, because we have a pool of, we have to, the participants have to follow or participate in some other parts, like the accelerator one. All the startups who will pitch today, they have actually passed this accelerator one. Now we are hosting the national competition, and you'll be happy to know that this year, 2 of the national finalists, I mean the winner and runner-up, will be in the global final of which will be happening in the October. And another thing is they will be after today we'll have 2 global national winner actually will be in the accelerator 2. So from that they will be in the global final, and from that particular global final they will get some more support from Jane, Miss Global Forum, and T-Gulf. So this year in Bangladesh, we have more than 470 plus applicants from all over the country. But from among them, these 10, the team with Light Castle Partner and some other partners of us, we had the hard job to actually select these 10 who will pitch today. I wish all of them a very good luck, because this year, likewise the last year, we had some good names or good startups this time. And this will be the evaluation criteria. This on this based on these 4 criteria, this startup will be evaluated, and we'll get the top 2 in after this, I mean, next 2 hours. And these national winners will get 100,000 amount of in-kind support from Global Entrepreneurship Network. It will be much more in the coming whenever they will be in Accelerator 2 and the EWC post support system. It will be around 750K amount of in-kind support they will get. And in terms of cash, the global winners will get $1 million in cash as the fund from the Global Entrepreneurship Network and Miss Global Forum. And other than this top 3, there are 15 more startup will get that, I mean, in cash support from the Global Entrepreneurship Network. And other than this, as you see, more than 190 plus countries are joining, I mean, hosting the national finals. So more than 200 plus national champions will get this sort of support from this, I mean, our global hosts. And these are the global hosts, Global Entrepreneurship Network, MISC, and also TGAL. And in this time, and likewise the last year, Daffodil International University is the national host. This time we have with us Light Castle Partner, who had done, I mean, we have a great support for us for the last 1 year or so. We have done together a lot of things. So this time as well, in the Entrepreneurship World Cup, Light Castle Partners has done something great for us, and these are the ecosystem partner for us. And that's all from me, and I wish all the team a very good wish a good luck, because among the 470 plus startups, you guys are the top 10, so you are all the winners for us. But according to the program format, we have to send only 2. So let's see who will be the winner, and I wish you all the very best for the, I mean, this final. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Asif Iqbal, for sharing such valuable information. Before starting the pitching, I would like to mention that President of Global Entrepreneurship Network will be joining as Mr. Sabur Khan, the Chairman, Daffodil International University, special guest, and Ms. our guest of honor at the end of the pitching session. Now, dear participants, there are some instructions. You will get exactly 3 to pitch your ideas and 3 minutes from the Q&A session. Time will be strictly followed to run the program smoothly. Assigned to finish your pitching. As you know that, so get ready with your slides. Of 2 members from your team can pitch their ideas. Be English, but you can mix up both Bangla and English if you want. After I will count your time as soon, so you will get time to prepare with your slide and share yours. This session, at first, I would go Giant to start their pitching session. Thank you.
Okay, Beauty, I think like everyone can see my slide, right?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, here I go. Hi everyone, I'm Ridwan Hafiz, and I'm also the co-founder of Analyzen, country's first and largest digital marketing agency till date. We started GoZam with the sole vision of redefining the way Bangladeshi people travel. Bangladesh is exactly now where Indonesia was in 2012. If Indonesia can give birth to the unicorn Traveloka, why can't we? Despite contributing one of the highest in the GDP and having a $4 billion market, travel has always been very offline, which means inconvenient. We started solving that problem by bringing technology into travel. Till date, we have connected over 106 international airlines and over 250,000 plus international hotels, including some big group names like Oyo Rooms. We have generated some very decent numbers. Last year itself, we sold over $3.6 million, but most importantly, we are focusing on the path of profitability. We have 36% repeat customers, and these repeat customers are contributing 49% of our sales. With the lifetime value of $686, and our customer acquisition cost is as low as $15. Special thanks to all the partnerships that we have made in the last 2 years. We have also launched the very first ever travel AI, and we launched a facility of travel loan, partnering with the largest NBFI partner in the country. We have been focusing on our unit economics since day one, and so far we're absolutely on track. You're probably wondering, hey, this is a travel company. They're probably gonna get buzzed due to the COVID-19. Guess what? We're just getting started, because COVID-19 can put us down, but it can never keep us down. We shifted our focus into the domestic tourism, which is like 4 times bigger than the outbound tourism. We have connected all the domestic flights, domestic bus, domestic tours, and we integrated our own system into the hotels. And now we have the largest domestic hotel inventory in our platform. This has been a very busy year, as we have been constantly evolving, constantly hustling, upgrading our product and adding new verticals. Let me just give you some of the examples. We have connected all the embassies present in Bangladesh and created the very first ever visa automated machine, where in the post-pandemic world, anyone can actually go, if you want to go any country in the world, you can apply for your visa absolutely online. We launched a solution called GoBiz for the corporate tourism, for the business tourism, and we launched the very first ever native Bangla app in Singapore, targeting the blue collar market. By the way, the blue collar market, they actually consist of 34% of the entire international travel in Bangladesh. Pretty soon, we're going to be present in Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, and all the countries where the Bangladeshi blue collar market is present. Hey, I'm the Superman, but this is the Justice League. The team has cumulatively of 40 years of experience, and they are the one actually making GoZan what it is today. We have some amazing team and amazing investors. We have already raised $1 million, and hopefully we're gonna raise another $3 million in early 2021. Mark my word, GoZan is a brand from Bangladesh that the whole world will be proud about. We are not here to witness history. We are here to create one. And with that said, thank you very much.
Excellent, GoZan team. You are exactly on time. Thank you so much. And now I would like to ask the judges if they have any kind of question.
Hi, can I go first? Hi,
yes, Afa, please do.
Hi, Ridwan. We are starving for vacations, right? Starving for staying at a nice hotel. So hopefully GoZan will take care of that even in the midst of COVID. Quick question. So who are your investors, initial investors?
So Appa, we have raised a fund of total of $1 million, and from that, one fund came from Brack Osiris Venture, and the other one actually came from OS Ventures in Singapore. They are the same company as ShareCash, and another one from Regina Holdings. So actually, the private equity company Osiris is backing us up, and they're the one actually set up different vehicles to fund us.
Thank you.
Nijor Rahman sir, do you have any question?
Sure. I guess just a quick question. So what is the relationship between Analyzen and GoZan? Do you guys, I see a lot of Analyzen names here. Do you guys kind of run those in parallel, or?
No. The only common thing between Analyzen and GoZan is myself. I'm the co-founder of Analyzen, and I'm the founder of GoZan. That's the only common thing. Yes, a lot of people, for example, this guy, our CMO, he used to be the main guy of Analyzen. He quit Analyzen and he joined us in GoZan. So there are a few people who actually came from Analyzen and joined GoZan. Okay, great. I just also want to go back to your revenue numbers. So those year 3 numbers, those are from 2019 to 2020, or? So we do it from, so it's actually from April 2018 to March 2019, 12 months. 12 months, okay, cool. Because after March, it has been absolutely different. And this is the GMV number, the revenue number is 280,000. Sure. Right, so so your take rate's roughly about 9%. Yes.
Okay, got it. And I'm just kind of curious. You talked a lot about like AI and other means, but can you tell us a little bit more about how you've automated your processes?
Sure, absolutely. So regarding, let's me talk about the first automated first. So we started, like we connected the GDS. GDS is like the middleman between airline and the travel agent. But then actually like we went back and we connected some of the airlines directly. And now we have integrated a system where you actually can, of course, like booking a flight, automated ticket, that's always been possible. But now you can cancel the flight by yourself. You can get your refund by itself. There is no human intervention needed right now in the system. And regarding the AI, we created, of course, what we saw in Bangladesh, most of the people, even though like we have a platform, people come and like ask questions in Facebook and the website, hey, what is the price of flight from Dhaka to Bangkok on 25th? So we converted them into created a chatbot persona called Zion, which now talk to the people and actually like it connected with the API. So it brings out all the information, all the flight price real time. And the next version of the AI that we are working on, it's in-house now, we are creating the conversational commerce. So which means people actually can buy within the bot. They just don't need to go to the site.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Question?
Yeah, Ridwan bhai, just wanted to understand a couple of things. Like just as you have mentioned, COVID has a direct impact on your business. So I just wanted to know, like, what was the impact of COVID on your valuation? Like, what was your pre-COVID valuation and what is your post-COVID valuation? And my next question is in terms of your projections for the next couple of years, as we understand that this COVID scenario will persist till 2023, and on the airlines all feel that airline charges, like the ticket prices, would also go up during that period. So if I may, you would understand better. So given
Absolutely.
this scenario, do you think it would have an impact on your top line, your bottom line, and also your valuation in general? Thank you.
Absolutely. So the first question is yes, regarding in terms of valuation. So we got a term sheet from a foreign investors, a couple of foreign investors at the March earlier this year with a 9 million pre-money valuation. But we know, of course, like it will impact on valuation. Right now, the investors that we are talking to, we are actually like discussing in some about like pre-money 6 million valuation. So of course it has impacted and it is supposed to get impacted. Regarding the, yes, you are right, international flight, it will take some more time to come back. But that's the reason actually like we wanted to focus our shift on the domestic tourism, which is already back. You would be surprised to know how many hotel bookings we are getting every single day, how many domestic air tickets that we're selling every single day. So yes, in terms of, let's just put it this way, our GMV will not be the same in the next, in this year as it was like last year, but our profitability has gone actually like much better because in international flight, we used to operate like 5% on the total fare plus the incentives. But when it comes to domestic hotel, domestic tours, so we operate in a margin of like 10-15%. So especially as well as car. So if you see the unit economics, yes, the revenue is actually like it is going high, but the profitability is getting actually like much better because in international flight, we have to discount a lot, but not the thing that we are doing right now with hotels or cars or tours.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Any question from Rahat?
Yeah. I'm just going to ask Ridwan, can you talk a little bit about your competitors and how you're different from them and how that allows you to take the market?
Absolutely. So we actually like segregated like 3 different sets of competition. The first thing, like the global players, they are never going to be a true competitor because of the central bank policy. We are not allowed to go and purchase in Expedia or Cheaper or MakeMeTrip. Yes, we have some of the OTAs, but our majority competition will be, at least for the next few years, will be the traditional travel market, which is like 97% of the market. So our goal is to convert people from offline to online. And yes, after we started, there are like 16 of the, so before we started, there were like 7. After we started, there are like 16 of them now. So a bunch of OTAs there, but these are the 2 actually like doing very well. Having said that, these 2 are actually like mostly focusing on outbound tourism, where we are actually like building our own inventory in the domestic tourism. They're good, of course. Like in terms of outbound tourism, my competition with this one, they're actually like bigger than us, no doubt about that. But what we have is the technology. We have actually like our focus on the domestic tourism, and we have, of course, all our experience for the last 12 years in actually like in consumer acquisition and advertisement. If I want to add like one last point, what we have that my others competitors probably don't is we have the grit. We don't know how to get shut down. We're not gonna quit. We're gonna keep hustling, keep pushing. We're not in a better financial position than my competition, but we're actually like hustling, and we're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, judges and Gozayan team. Now I would like to invite our second team, that is Octoglory, for their presentation.
Hello, can everyone hear us?
Can you please present your slides?
Can everyone see the slides?
Yes, we can see your slides. Your time starts now.
Hello everyone, we are Team Optimally. We are a retail tech startup that is trying to optimize and digitize the mom and pop retail infrastructure and distribution of South Asian countries, specifically Bangladesh. Just an overview of the retail landscape. 1.5 million retail stores only in Bangladesh and 70,000 distributors. And even staggering statistic is that we see so much buzz around modern tech and e-commerce, but 95% of our consumer goods consumption actually happens through this Dokan and mom and pop retail infrastructure that we see. But in this hugely massive market, almost everything happens manually, starting from order collection to sales transaction, stock transaction, to credit transaction, credit recording between distributors and retailers to shopper. And what this creates is that this creates a massive inefficiency, not only in terms of overall management of business, but also the efficiency of the manpower and the overall resources that the different distributors or the big brands have, and also the retailer end. And now we're trying to solve this by providing three interfaces of the same integrated solution to distributors, retailers, and the shoppers. We're trying to solve, the solution has two layers. The first layer is in which the main use cases, the operational use cases of each of the stakeholders are being solved. But the real magic of our system happens by the integration of, by bringing all these three stakeholders under one integrated infrastructure. Just to give you a context, on the retailer distributor end, we're providing them with a digital distribution ERP and also a digital order collection solution, a mobile app through which they can digitally collect orders. On the retailer end, we're providing them with a mobile ERP backed with the web solution through which they can keep track of their sales transaction and their stock. On the customer app, we're providing a very small micro app through which shoppers can keep track of warranties and loyalty benefits from retailers and brands. But the main magic happens because all three are here. We are being able to create a digital distribution network by which retailers can directly send indents for procurements to suppliers, and suppliers can also process the replenishment by using our system, and also the overall transactions and the credit tracking, everything happens so simultaneously that the thousands and thousands of registered books and manual bookkeeping they have to maintain is not being able to maintain right now. Also, from a big brand's perspective, they are getting an overall bird's eye view of the total distribution network by going through our system, which is a massive valuation prop for them. So in terms of user journey, we are first giving them a free user version just for cash digitization and digital procurement. product, and slowly we're onboarding them to the paid versions. Our current revenue model is pretty straightforward with SaaS-based model, monthly subscriptions. But our future frontiers that we see massive potential in is the fintech enabling part, where we want to upsell loans for credit-based restocking and also retail data to big brands. In terms of traction, we have 1,500 plus retailers and 50 plus suppliers, with 3 big brands as our B2B suppliers. Our Peekaboo, Essilor, and Fortuna is maintaining the overall network through our system. One of our biggest strengths is our team. Our founder has over 8 plus years of experience
Time is up.
In retail distribution, and we think our team's complementary skills will make us stick in this market. We're trying to bring the new retail, and we'd like to have you in this journey with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Question from Nijur Rahman, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Can you go back to your product slide?
Sure.
Thank you. There's a lot of it here. I'm just curious, the drivers, right? So in terms of engagement and usage, so which product or are the your retailers actually using at the moment? And I wonder if you can kind of quantify that a little bit as far as how many hours, how many transactions, what have you. And then, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty kind of, I mean, that's one. And then how do you kind of deal with the behavior change piece, right? Because I think these kind of smaller retailers are kind of notoriously hard to digitize, and there's a lot of, I guess, incentives or disincentives for them to do so. So I'm curious how you deal with the behavior.
Excellent question. So the first question is basically in the retailer end, we both have desktop or web version, but our main target is the mobile based solution, because most of these retailers cannot actually afford desktop based solutions. So in the mobile year two, what is happening is that there are a certain level of, if you go to the operational, your next question is basically how we're onboarding them, what the behavioral change, how we maintain them. So our first level, the very first enabler level, is a very basic level where we are actually digitizing the calculator they're using. So one of our biggest insight was that whatever, regardless of what they do, they have a calculator with them, regardless of what type of shop is it. They're all, whenever a customer comes, they calculate, do the quote, take the chips. In Korea, where they press the equal and they find out the overall summation of the customer's bucket. So what happens is that what we're preaching to them right now is you are digitizing, basically, instead of putting it in your calculator, we have put the calculator inside here, inside the app. And what you have to do is basically, once you keep on the calculator, you just put on the, click on the save button, on the green save button, and you will, at the end of the day, will have details of your transaction. And on top of that, if you want to add some sort of notes to it, for example, if you're selling it in credit, or if you want to just keep in digital copy or a picture of the invoice, by clicking on the bill Shangjukti, you will actually can take a picture of the bill or whatever the person or whatever you want to take a picture of, and you can get all of this by not taking any extra amount of hassle. Rather, whatever you're putting in your calculator, you just keep putting it here, and then you are just putting in the save button to register that. That's the first level. But once we are onboarding them with that and digital procurement, where they're getting access to exclusive offers and trade promotion from brands, by selling that to them, when they're using that, they're getting trade promotions daily or weekly from brands. So that is a bigger value prop, a direct monetary value prop for them to stick to the product. Even if they don't want to use that for daily transaction tracking, keeping track of those trade promotions and getting access to those trade promotions is the value prop that is making them come back to the solution time and time again. But having said that, we're still on early stage to claim that it has gone to the next level to identify or we have figured out the overall adoption journey. If we say that, then an exaggeration of the state we are in. We acknowledge that adoption journey is a bit difficult here, but we are trying to we have made it as easy as possible, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible as we go down the line as well.
So in a way, you're kind of an aggregator for trade promotions to these retailers. Is that one way to look at it? Or that's one of the value propositions you provide? Got it. And so why, I mean, you know, I'm just trying to curious here, you know, why not focus on that piece? Why even charge or try to charge these small dokans, why not try to get as many of them on the platform as possible, and then use that as a means to kind of go to these different brands and say, look, we'll take a commission on the trade promotions that are kind of redeemed through our platform. Does that not make sense?
Yeah, sure. Both of the facilities are free in the free trial version. So for both of them, we are not charging a single penny to the retailers. Basically, we are charging a distribution solution as a part of distribution solution to the big brands. So we are only charging retailers when retailers are taking value-added service from us, which is advanced retail operation, advanced bookkeeping, and advanced sales analytics.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. So, any more question from any other judges? Yes.
I had a question. So basically, you guys are basically trying to make these retailers adopt these digital technologies. One option would be, one thing is like currently they're probably using a ledger, a cash book, where they're keeping all these transactions, and you are trying to replace that in a way. So for a free version, are you guys providing any kind of analytics? Like, for example, are you doing any like basic kind of a P&L or anything else for them so that they can replace these this ledger book? That's my first question. My second question is, who owns the data? For example, since you're working with a lot of corporates, there is also a potential market for selling aggregate data. Maybe we can't sell individual data, but we can always sell aggregate data, because there is a large market, and companies like Nielsen and Kantar, they tend to sell these. They have this, sorry, they have a panel. Sorry. So these are my two questions. Thank you.
In the first case, we are trying to provide two kinds of analytics. First analytics is total cash flow status. If we think it from the retailer's lens, so at the end of the day, they reconcile the cash and try to find out their cash position rather than the profitability. Through in our free version, you can have exact look on the cash position, and if you use our paid version where you can run the inventory back operation, in that case definitely you get the P&L category performance, best performing SKUs, and highest number of creditors and highest number of the due to the suppliers. So you can have a complete loop overall your business. This is that. And in the case of data ownership, we have developed a shared structure. So the application and the retailer solution belongs to us, whereas the distributor solution is the property of the big brands or whoever is using it. So in the case of distributor data and the indents they are generating from retailers belongs to the big brands. And the retailer's transaction data and the customer data belongs to us, but definitely we are trying to helping big brands to place better, well-informed ad and well-informed decisions.
Thank you.
Hi, so I have a question regarding traction. What kind of traction are you seeing? What are the numbers like? Because one of the things that I've seen with models like this is that it's really hard to onboard these retailers. So how are you doing that? What's your customer acquisition strategy, and what are kind of like the traction that you've seen so far?
Thank you. One thing that is coming in very handy here is our CEO's previous experience of working 5+ years for Unilever in specifically 5 districts in trade distribution and sales. So what we are currently doing, our main approach is getting the B2B deals on board. So we are reaching out to big brands specifically to onboard to B2B sales bosses to onboard the B2B clients on the first level. So on the distribution end or the B2B end, that's our primary point of focus, using our founders network to organic reach outs and onboarding them through our sales pitches and commercial decks. But on the customer end, we have initiated an interesting quad, again using our CEO's previous network. The sales rep of different distribution houses, we have introduced a referral-based modality among the sales rep for onboarding the retailers, where if they can onboard and convert one retailer to our paid version, we are giving them a handy amount of percentage out of the first year's revenue, which is serving as a big incentive for them to actually, they're going to the stores regardless of this. So whenever they're going, they're pitching our product to them as a solution to keep track of their stock and also find out the profitability. And if they can convert, they're getting a handy amount. So this is something that is working out really good for us. On top of that, we are also using some bit of digital promotion and digital channeling, which is also accounting for 30% of our acquisitions. But in the B2B end, mainly direct reach outs to sales bosses through our founders network, and the referral modality in the retail end are two main modes of acquisition.
So put things into context, one national operator deal easily get us at least 200, 300 or 400 retailers. Just put things into context. Peekaboo gave us almost 15 franchisee stores. The Essilor gave us 350 plus stores, which are exclusive, which are mutually exclusive from the paid retail traction, what we are showcasing in front, like the 1500 plus is mutually exclusive from that.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you so much. And I would like to move on to the next team. Our next team is Shuttle. So I would like to invite Shuttle team to present their slides.
Can you see my slide?
Yes, I can see your slide.
Great. Hello, everyone. I'm Riyasat, co-founder and CEO of Shuttle. Shuttle is a mass transit startup that provides safe transportation at an affordable fare by moving more people with fewer vehicles. We're a platform that caters to both B2B and B2C customers. So far, in the last 27 months, we have generated more than $550,000 revenue with a monthly compounded growth rate of 17.5% since Jan 2019. So we all know that public transportation in Bangladesh is unplanned, unsystematic, and unsafe. So when we started talking to our potential users, we had this very interesting finding that there are different segments of people, and these different segments have different needs and different requirements. For example, for women, safety is a major issue. On the other hand, men want the fastest solution at the cheapest price. And then we have businesses who are worried about managing transportation for their employees. So our entire understanding from the situation was that one solution for all these segments will not solve the problems. So 21st century mass transit solutions need to cater to the unique needs of each of these segments separately. So keeping that in mind, so far we have launched two services, Shuttle for Women and Shuttle for Business. So why Shuttle for Women? Study done by Bragg shows that 94% women commuting in public transport in Bangladesh have experienced physical, verbal, or some other forms of sexual harassment. This is the initial problem that we wanted to solve. We provide the service in minivans where 10 to 11 women can safely commute together by paying less than 1/4 of Uber cars. And why Shuttle for Business? Because last year we got an opportunity to work with one of the biggest multinational companies in Bangladesh, and that helped to identify a lot of opportunities in the B2B segment as well. Since then, we've been catering to different B2B clients, and especially during the pandemic, we are enabling our B2B clients to support their moving employees by providing a sanitized transportation solution so that they can, their employees can safely reach their offices during the pandemic. And you'll be glad to know that since March this year, our monthly revenue has doubled, and we have been running profitably since April 2020. So these are some of the products that we have in the pipeline: unisex shuttle, shuttle for school, bus ticketing, vehicle platform, and solution for lower wage earners. So only in Bangladesh, we have a total addressable market of $7.5 billion, but we do believe that this solution is applicable in other developing countries and densely populated cities as well. So the good part is, it's not just us, there are other mass transit solutions that are trying to solve the same problem. So last decade, we saw how Uber revolutionized the taxi industry, and we firmly believe that this decade, we will see another revolution, and that will be in the mass transit industry. So the core team of Shuttle has previous experiences of founding and establishing successful businesses. And the good part is all three of us have been working together full-time at Shuttle for the last 2.5 years, which has given us a lot of insights and knowledge to succeed in this business. and we're really excited about the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's great. Now I'd like to ask the judges if they have any question. Nijur Rahman sir, do you have any question?
Sure. Should we wait for Azan to finish, or I can go ahead and ask?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay, great. Okay, no problem. Hey, thanks a lot, Riyasat. So I guess I'll just ask the question that also came up, I guess, in one of our pitches too. You know, how do you find the defensibility of a business like this? Because, you know, there's obviously a lot of fleet owners of different brands and who might be able to, especially on the B2B side, they might be able to offer a comparable service. And so I'm just curious, you know, what moats are you trying to build?
Yeah, so I'll answer this question in two ways. I mean, I'll first explain why big players like Uber and other ride-sharing services have a barrier to entry, and then I'll talk about the new entrants. So for big players like Uber or other ride-sharing services, they're actually catering to they're a platform, and they're catering to mostly individual users, and they're linking riders to users. So for them to come to this business, this is a completely different business, and service is a huge part of it. So they can definitely do this. They have the resources, but this is a completely different business, and this is also localized for developing countries. So that is another thing that that is different. So we are actually trying to grow in such a way that when Uber or other ride-sharing services plan on venturing into mass transit or plan on catering to the women segment, it makes more sense for them to acquire us than start something from scratch. So that is for the big players. And then for the new entrants, I think, as I mentioned, for us, the B2B relationships will be very important. We already have seen that the customers that we have in the B2B segment, a lot of other people have pitched to them, but just because we have this good relationship with them, and we have been providing a seamless experience to them, they are really happy with us. And then the second thing is that for since this is a service is an important part of the our business, stickiness of the customers, loyalty of the customers, the overall customer journey, customer experience is a huge part. And this is somewhere we feel that new entrants will need a lot of time to get used to, because mass transit is a different ball game. A lot of operational expertise required, a lot of experience is required. So it's not impossible, but it will take them a lot of time to get used to how the business is run and provide a seamless experience to the end users.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jahidul Ahmed sir, do you have any question?
Yes, I just had a small question. So I'm guessing you're leasing these vehicles, right? Is that true?
We are renting them from rent-a-car companies at the moment.
On a daily basis or a monthly basis? How are you
monthly
renting
basis, but mostly a monthly basis.
Mostly monthly basis.
But our relationship with the suppliers, since we have been operating for around 3 years, it has been very smooth, and we actually can customize a lot because of the relationship that we have.
So what are the margins like? For example, I'm sure you're paying a certain amount for a whole day, maybe it's 4,000, 5,000. So how much are you going to make from 1 day of shuttling from one place to another?
Yeah, so we reach a break-even point for a particular vehicle when the vehicle runs at 60% utilization level for the entire month or for the entire day. So okay. After we reach that point, whatever we make is like it's a profit.
So what does 60% utilization means? Like how many trips in terms of the number of trips? Just an estimate. For example, if you're taking maybe students or employees from Bosundhara to some other places.
Yeah.
So how many trips do you have to make in order to like cover 60%?
Yeah, for example, if we have in some of the routes we have like 8 trips. So if we have to reach 60%, we have to ensure that there are like 48 customers throughout the day. Throughout the day in different trips. In total.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more question from Tina ma'am or Rahat? Okay, if not, then we can move to the next team. Our next team is Alpha 360. Now I would like to invite the team Alpha 360 for their presentation.
This is Sayan. Guys, I have with me Shadab Bhai, who please let me know if you guys can see the slide.
Yes, we can see your slides. So your
All
time
right.
starts now.
Hi, we are Alpha. We are a marketplace for events-related services where you can search, compare, and book event-related vendors, among other things. But first, you need to understand what Alpha as a company does. As a company, being innovative and scrappy is in our DNA. We're mostly known for our catering service, but during the pandemic, we launched the country's first 24/7 food delivery service, and we have a range of beautiful consumer food products. We're not a company without focus though, but rather we'd want to create an ecosystem in and around the hospitality industry. We're a profitable company that has sustained triple-digit growth rates over the past few years, and with projected revenues of over 6 crores this year, pre-pandemic, of course. As a team, we're very diverse. We manage over 125 events a month. And our board and advisory panel happen to be celebrities from the corporate world. They bring in their vast and rich experiences to the various functional areas of the company. So if you've ever organized a wedding or an event, you know how painful it is. Your options were very limited. And 360 was actually born out of our customers' feedback who complained that the market was very unorganized and that information wasn't readily available. As a result, the sellers dictate the prices, making it costly for the customers. And what better way to solve this problem than with a marketplace? Well, it's free right now, but as a business model, we can do commissions, listing fees, consultancy fees, and many more. And this whole idea is not rocket science either, because there are good examples out there. The Knot in the US is a $500 million company. And rightfully so, because just the wedding industry in Bangladesh alone is worth over $5 billion. Globally, it's over $300 billion. And when you consider all the sections of the events industry, it's a, drum roll please, $1 trillion industry. To capture that market, we do have some savvy competitors. In a competition cross, we would be at the top right quadrant. But here's the thing, all of them are software companies. We are the only ones with event management background. And we believe that if we move fast and break things, we can beat them. As for traction, we have the largest collection of over 600 vendors listed on our site. We have generated some revenue. Our ARPC is over $330 US. And we have generated quite a bit of traffic organically every month, more than our competitors. So to sum up, we believe that the events industry is ripe for disruption. Just imagine the scalability and impact that can be achieved if we empower and give business to these SMEs. We all know things are moving online and somebody's gonna do it. And that company is probably going to end up being a unicorn. Why can't that be Alpha? Thank you, everybody.
Perfect. Exactly on time. So any question? Yes, Jahidul Amin sir.
So I think your strategy is quite straightforward. You're trying to ring fence your clients, trying to sell them different kinds of products, and sounds like a fair strategy. My question is, like, I'm sure the COVID scenario has sort of decimated your event business, and this is probably not going to come back in the near future, at least not in the next 1.5 years. If I'm just being pessimistic. Hopefully within a year, but maybe not. But considering that, how do you expect to keep on growing? Because organizing events would still be at the core of your business. I know you guys are trying a lot of different things, like selling online and trying out different products. But how do you sort of like resurrect your core business?
So far during the pandemic, I'll be honest, our sales were down by 98%. We took a hit. but we really didn't lay off anybody. We have our own retained earnings from the last few years, and we're sustaining with that. But surprisingly, the event section, it's picking up. Our catering sales are going up. But this, if you think about it, the other sections that we have, like the catering business, the food 24/7 food delivery, the retail consumer foods, they're all SMEs in a sense. We have to generate revenue to sustain it. 360, on the other hand, is a startup. And the reason we're pitching right now is because we don't have the funds to sustain it over the course of the long term, because our previous strategy was to use our retained earnings. And I do feel that, yes, events will take a hit, but they are happening. Our sales have quadrupled from last month from July to August. And we're seeing this trend pick up. People are getting married. People are organizing events. I was shocked to see that, but they are doing events on their rooftop. They're bringing in friends. The ticket size has decreased, but there are events happening nonetheless. So I expect somewhere around the winter, Bangladesh is going to forget that COVID ever happened.
Okay, thank you. Rahat sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so I have a question. I'm trying to understand something here. Alpha 360, who owns Alpha 360?
Alpha Catering, the parent company. So we as a company, we experiment with different ideas. Like the cloud kitchen is a different idea. The consumer foods is a different idea. So they all align with the F&B sector, but 360 we are willing to spin off these SBUs as separate entities.
Okay, so if I come in and invest in Alpha 360, do I get you full time?
You will get my team that works in Alpha 360 full
No, but do I get you as the co-founder?
You'll get 50% of me.
So, I mean, this is a problem for me as an investor is when we come in and give founders money, you're what we're investing in as much as the company at the end of the day, right? So what's valuable for us is to know that you're giving your all. And so this is a tough thing for me to understand who I'm actually.
I completely get your point, but we think differently in Alpha, because we feel like if it's shared, the overheads gets distributed. Like our support functions, finance, HR, they're all shared. So that enables us to be more sustainable in the long term. That's how we think.
Okay.
And I think if you want to get me, there will be KPIs. I will live up to that expectation.
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, ultimately, the value systems for founders are different. Sometimes you need to have some sort of sustainability. I think, for the record, I know you said your business is down during COVID, but sometimes I think when the market's the worst, it's the best time to build a company because nobody else is looking at the market. So I definitely think this is a product that needs to exist. I would recommend further clarity on shareholding structure and
I do have my founder Asif. He is the CEO of Alpha Catering. So one of us, if the workload ever increases, Alpha Catering runs on autopilot. We don't need to intervene on a day-to-day basis. So if one of us moves out, I don't think the parent business will suffer that much.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Niju sir, do you have a question?
Yeah, I would just kind of echo Rahat's thoughts a little bit too, right? I think generally speaking, I think there's a short-term and a long-term play. And I think I get your points about kind of spreading the overhead. So in the short term, and but then in the long run, I think 50% of a founder's time is not as ideal as 100. And I think that's what angel investors and early stage investors look for, right?
Like I said, this will go away. I mean, Asif can take over. I can take that over. It is possible.
Well, let's see. I mean, let's check back in a year, right? And let's see how the world is and how this business is. So that's one. And then the second piece is I'm just, I mean, looking at I guess one of the other pain points for customers on the event side is, and so are you looking for anything there as far as your product, like a finance layer or some kind of a financing layer?
Could you repeat that, please?
Like in terms of pain points, right? So I know financing these events, these weddings is a big challenge for a lot of middle class people, for example. Are you looking at anything there?
So there is this loan aspect that microfinance aspect that we want to explore, where we can give loans, microloans to these SMEs, and also the consumers in the form of wedding loans, so that they can pull off their event smoothly. So that's an area we want to explore down the line.
Does any kind of like escrow system work, or do you think it could work where, payments, maybe the customer pays you first, but then you only release payments in tranches to these SMEs based on them meeting targets, for example? Because that's the other pain point, I guess, is just managing them, right? Like,
so
yeah, go ahead.
We are actually working with an escrow system right now. Alpha Catering does work with a lot of the event service providers, and the way it works is that we pretend those services are ourselves. We are executing it as Alpha, and so the customers is actually paying to us, and then we're paying to the vendor again. So we do have a very good working relationship with them, and the escrow system is very much viable in this case.
Right, and I think that also helps with your working capital and kind of those needs. Yeah, makes sense. Cool, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to move on to the next team, that is Interactive Cares. Okay, so Interactive Care, I would like to invite you to share your slides. Yes, you can start.
Samir, put the slide on full screen, please. Shall we start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Ratul, student of CSC, travels from Dhanmondi to Mirpur to receive his Adobe Illustrator masterclass. But that costs him 150 taka, 2 hours of his time, and countless energy each day. Similarly, a common scenario is that even for a 5 minutes consultation, the patients have to come to Dhaka from all across the country. And COVID-19 has some additional effects on the current scenario, as doctors are hard to find in their practice chambers and patients are afraid to visit hospitals. And all these problems need a digital communication solution to bridge the gap. We Interactive Cares come with a promise to make your lives easier through a marketplace for digital learning and health consultancy. If you're looking for courses and experts to help you with your extra curriculums and academics, we might be the suitable place for you. If you're looking for primary healthcare services, we have doctors to diagnose your needs. And all these services are catered online with support of some smart features to give our customers a better experience. Our value proposition for both users and experts is that it saves our money and time. Also, for experts, it gives them an extra opportunity to earn some extra cash. Now about the market, which is huge and scalable. Our TAM is of 40,000 crore, our SAM is of 15,000 crore, and SOM is of 3,000 crore with high growth potential each year. As competitors, we have Bahugrihi, Repto, 10 Minute School, etc. Here, we have the second highest in reach after 10 Minute School, and our technology is capable to provide seamless communication service. These barriers gives us an advantage over the competitors. Here's an overview of our business model canvas and our revenue streams: service sales, affiliate commissions, and even ticket sales. Our Facebook page has reached 200,000 likes, which redirects most of our customers to our platform. We reach 5 million people and selected as one of the top 20 innovators in telemedicine by Technology Innovators Magazine's USA. We made more than 16,000 one-to-one connection in education, enrolled 167 doctors, and made more than 1,700 connection in health. We pulled off 6 grand events and turned over 40 lakh with a current growth rate of 169% in revenue. And so far, everything has been from entrepreneurs' own money without raising any investment. At present, we have 32 people in our team, composed of both business and tech persons to take care of our business holistically. Interactive Cares have created jobs, making people's lives easier with tech innovation, and also we are serving in this most crucial time. At the same time, we are also following these 3 SDGs. Lastly, we're not just making money and getting customers. We are working towards our Prime Minister's goal to create a better Bangladesh, to create a digital Bangladesh. Join our journey to create bold businesses for a better world. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Now, the question round from the judges. I would like to invite Ms. Tina Zabin ma'am if she wants to share something.
My turn to ask questions. Is that what you
Yes,
said?
ma'am. Yes.
I'm hiding behind the camera. Thank you. I was actually listening and taking notes because I would like to meet some of these startups who are pitching today. Interactive care. So tell me, what is your traction so far? You may have said it, but I was busy taking notes. What has been your traction so
far? So far, ma'am, we have generated 40 lakh taka revenue. And in the first year, it was 7 lakh taka. In the second year, 13 lakh taka. And currently, at the present year, it is 22 lakh taka.
So, and in the current year, exactly from which segment have you generated this revenue?
From October. Our fiscal year is from October to October.
And how has COVID situation affected you guys? And how have you handled
the COVID is honestly devastating for the whole world, but it came to us as a blessing in terms of our business, because we had a vast growth in terms of generating revenue and as well as generating audience interactions, everything because of this COVID. And for these things, we also. Yes, ma'am.
So what expanded in your services due to COVID? You said that it's like blessing in disguise. So what is it?
Firstly, we were only targeting in the education market, and so far we have made more than 16,000 connections. But after this pandemic, from February, we have started telemedicines as well. We have enrolled so far 160 who are connected with us in an asset-light manner, that we are not hiring them, but we are kind of working like an Uber to them. And so far now we have made 1,700 connections in health, and this was able to be executed because of COVID, I guess. And even if there was no COVID, we were able to get this market, but the growth that we have found because of COVID would have been missing if there was no COVID.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to finish with just one thought, and that is, so you started telemedicine. You were working in the education.
Yeah, we started in education, and then we started telemedicine as well.
And that is, so that's a totally different sector. Health sector is different than education sector. And also, there are existing telemedicine platforms. So I would suggest that before you go further and make further investments, look a little bit more closely in, if that is the right vertical to go forward with, because I think that education and health, they're very different. And it's not an expansion. You guys had to do this because, for survival. So anyway, I just wanted to share that thought. Thank you. I'm sure other judges will have lots of questions. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any question from Rahat sir?
I think your turn has a question.
Yeah, I think like maybe I'll just kind of piggyback off of what Tina and please do forgive me if I didn't fully understand your presentation, but yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out because we were tech, we worked with ed tech. They're such different and such difficult fields. You've decided to kind of do both, so that confuses me. I'm trying to figure out the logic there. The second question is, what exactly do in education, and why? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out as well. So maybe you could explain those 2 points again.
I'm answering your second question. That is, we are providing one-to-one solution. We have our own built platform, which provides video calling, virtual whiteboard, virtual classroom components. And rather than that, we have also started selling recorded courses like Udemy and Coursera recently. In EduTech platform, we are providing both one-to-one solutions and both recorded courses as well.
Right. And what was the decision making behind? Oh, sorry, you were saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir, if I may answer. The thing is, our technology is capable of both tackling the ed connection that we're making and also these health connections that we have started after COVID. So being capable by technology, we have entered this market, and we had that opportunity to make a grab on this market. And since we are entrepreneurs, we are opportunists, and that made us go for the market. And you're really right, and this is a very valid point that Tina ma'am has pointed out, that these markets are different. But so far now, we have been working, and the growth that we have made from our own money, not raising any investment. I guess this is tremendous, and we can also do well if we get investment. But that will be wise if we make these businesses separated in near future after taking the investment.
I mean, then we would echo what happened in the previous pitch as well, right? It's just a question of who are we investing in or what are we investing in? That's one kind of feedback. But I mean, did you develop this platform yourself?
Yes, the 90% of this platform is totally built on raw codings, and 10% are bought tools.
Okay. What would you say is I mean, either in healthcare or, I mean, just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should do it. But what is I mean, how would you describe your unfair advantage, either in health or education?
In we have second largest reach after 10 minutes school, and we are a platform who are taking payments. So this gives us an unfair advantage over our competitors, because when we launch any event or paid webinars or any one-to-one courses, we're getting more students than what our competitors are getting. So this is one thing, and this reach doesn't come in one day or in 1 year. This has been built up over the past 3 years through several activities, and our team is continuously working to put a grab on this growth of this reach and traction.
What about healthcare?
In healthcare, since we follow a lean model, our cost is much lower than our competitors do have. That's why we're being able to provide service in a competitive cost. So that's one of the temporary advantage that we have, and we also might lose in near future. And we're also working to get a permanent unfair advantage in this health market.
I mean, to me, the answer is pretty clear. I think, obviously COVID's a challenge, but I think you should stay with education. That's my gut feeling. But thank you for your time.
Sir.
Okay, so I have some questions here. First of all, you mentioned AI and ML. How are you deploying those?
At present, we have 30,000 organic customers data, and when any customer visits our platform, and based on their previous history, and they are suggested with the courses and also the experts, which might be better suited for them, and that's how our AI works.
You have 30,000 customers. How many of them are repeat?
In education, we have customer retention rate 72%, and in health, we have a customer retention rate of 55%.
72% retention?
Yes.
That's incredible. Okay, that is absolutely amazing. How are you the second largest reach after 10-minute school in education? Like, what metric are you using?
We are using our reach, the customers and the crowd that we are getting in our each events or seminars or paid webinars. At present we have 2 lakh likes and followers in our Facebook page, and which redirects most of our customers to the platform. And depending on our likes and reach, we also get our customers in our paid webinars as well.
And also in last 5 months, we reached more than 5 million people in online, and it came from Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Are you boosting posts?
Yeah, some of our posts are boosted, but yeah, the total reach is both from paid and organic.
You mentioned your cost is lower than your competitors in healthcare. Can you talk a little bit about how that happens?
In terms of our competitor, they're hiring doctors. The doctors are there in-house. But in terms of us, we are kind of an Uber for doctor and patients. So we are not hiring anyone.
How are you validating your doctors? Because one of the reasons that model doesn't work is because you then take on liability risk. So if somebody fake gets on and gives bad advice and somebody gets sent to the hospital, your company can get sued.
Sir, here our pricing is comparatively lower than our competitors. Like if I say Prava Health or
no, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, how do you validate the fact that the people coming on are actually doctors?
Yes, sir. We check their certificates, their degrees that they have attained, and these things are completely verified. And then we sign a simple MOU that they are allowed to practice in our platform.
Okay, I'm gonna echo what Nirjor said. So what happens at this stage and moving forward is when you have an investor, they're going to look at, like when an investor beyond a seed stage gives you capital, they're going to look to what you're going to do with the highest degree of efficiency with the money that's given to you. And if you are trying to do education and healthcare, you're going to hit a wall where most investors don't believe you can do one or the other. So you'll have to choose.
Yes, sir.
And I actually don't know which one is going to be better. I think they're both massive markets in Bangladesh, but I'm leaning towards Nirjor and education.
Yes, sir. And our records and our traction says that we should go for education since we have an unfair advantage in this market and we're doing good.
What is your unfair advantage?
This is our reach. As we have earlier mentioned.
Can you go back to your competitors and the competitors slide, please?
Yeah, sure.
Who are you considering your educational competitors? The ones that are listed here?
Sorry, in case of one-to-one solution, we have our own built platform, and there is no one like that at present in our country. And in case of selling recorded courses, as we have competitors like Bohubrihi, Repto, and also Shikbe Shobai. And 10-minute school, they are following a different model, and they are providing free videos to people.
Okay. I'll just say this: the market is way bigger than you think. You have way more competitors than you think.
Yes, sir, you're absolutely right. And at the same time, the market is also huge. So even if there is other competitors, there will be fair shares for each and everyone.
Yeah, I would double down on what Nirjor said. I would focus on education, and I would find a niche in the education to completely own, rather than being such a wide net. But yeah, that's all for me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I just have a couple of questions. The first question is, like, since you're operating into like totally different verticals, like how do you introduce yourself to the clients, and how do you deliver your services? Do you use the same platform to deliver the service, or do you have two different platforms for delivering the services?
For the service, we use the same platform. When you log into our service, you'll be given two options, whether you're going to take health services or education services. And the first question is, sir, can you please again repeat the first question?
How do you define yourself to the client? Like, what do you say? Like, I'm an education company, e-learning company, which also provides health tech. How do you define yourself?
So we have started providing health services recently. So we have a strong positioning in the market as a tech company. So In terms of health tech, this isn't just additional service we use due to COVID uh, to get a grab on the market, since there was a vast opportunity, and that also boosted our revenue. And at the same time, that to answer your question, at present, what do we say to customers, that what do we do? That is, we are a tech company that connects people through online for taking services, and the services which was heavily dependent on physical interaction, we are shifting that online.
Okay. So in terms of, if I may add a bit more, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, maybe he is not with us. Okay, next, thank you so much, Team Interactive Cares. Now we would like to move to the next team. As you know that we are running out of time. Within 6, we have to finish all our pitching session. So hopefully we can actually maintain our time. So first of all, so our next team is, as we had as little bit of kind of things like we're supposed to have break this time, but as we are running out of time, I'm not going for the break with the permission of our judges. So let's get to our next team, that is Me Soulshare Limited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ishrat Wars. I am just going to share my screen right now. Give me 1 second. So can you all see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, awesome, great. So for us, Bangladesh is a land of opportunity because of 3 dividends that play into our unit economics. 1, it has the highest population density in the world. 2nd, it has one of the biggest mobile money markets. And 3rd of all, we have one of the world's largest solar home system fleets with over 6 million systems being distributed. So now this 6 million solar home system also comes with it a business opportunity, because what we've found is that there's $1 billion worth of energy that gets wasted every year because the solar home system batteries cannot store that excess energy. And this $1 billion worth of energy has the potential to impact the life. To do that, we've built a homegrown peer-to-peer energy exchange platform where we connect solar home system owners and non-owners onto the grid so that they can trade electricity with each other. What this means is that the energy exchange is done with our smart meter, the Soul Box, which records every transaction that takes place and then settles the earning into the customer's mobile money account out whenever they want to. Our solution has been a World Economic Forum tech pioneer, and it's the only Bangladeshi solution to date. So our business model is a B2B model because we want to leverage on the 3 dividends I mentioned earlier: population density, solar home system fleet, and the mobile money. Who has installed 2 million, or who's distributed 2 million systems across Bangladesh. We've leveraged on their customer base, and 2/3 of our grids are built with them. And imagine the potential that we have once we can interconnect the systems. Our customers, on the other hand, trade electricity based on traded electricity. And this entire transaction, like I mentioned earlier, is made seamless because of our mobile money integration. So as of right now, we require $2.75 million to reach EBITDA profitability. We've secured 1.6 million in 2.5 million people by 2023. As you can see, this is our management team. We are a team of engineers, social scientists, and economists who are working together to build the future of utilities here in Bangladesh. And the future of utilities for us is decarbonized, decentralized, and digitalized. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Now the question from Jahidul Ahmed sir. Do you have any question?
I'll go a bit later.
Okay, so Tina ma'am, do you have any question?
Hi, thank you, Ishrat. Quick question. Who are your investors?
We have corporate VCs and social impact investors.
Like, can you share the names or is it confidential?
I prefer we do this bilaterally.
I'm sorry?
It'd be better if we were to speak about this bilaterally.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. So these are institutional investors, and do you have angel investors?
Yes, we do.
Okay. How much of your ownership is with the original founders right now? How much of the company is the founders?
The majority still.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hello?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes,
I think Zadulbhai had a question, right?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to like better understand the operational model. As far as we understand, there are like 3 million plus solar home systems already installed across the country. Yeah, it's around 6 million, and Iqbal has probably played a major role in rolling these out. So my question is like, what's the financing model? How do you sort of like help finance these solar home systems for in the rural areas? I'm guessing many of them won't have the money to make a single time purchase.
Right. That's an excellent question. So we work with B2B partners who actually have that financing component available in their business model. And the way we've actually, so that's on one side, but parallelly, we've actually made our entire, so for example, our hardware, we've made it low cost so that it can be paid upfront. So the value addition over here is that if you wanted additional power, you'd always have to invest in a new solar home system. What we're saying is that if you were to invest in our smart meters, you don't need to make that 20,000 taka or 50,000 taka solar home system investment. You just buy our smart meters and you're able to pull as much power as you need to run your appliances for as long as you want, or increase the number of appliances you want to use.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Can you go back to that kind of business model slide, if that's all right?
Sure.
And I guess I'll just kind of start with the first question, just around the boxes themselves, or soul box, right? Yep. So is it limited by distance as far as, I mean, yeah, as far as like, do you need to be already in a neighborhood or like a microgrid kind of structure, or how does that work? And then is it also limited by, I guess, the make or model of your solar home system as far as whether or not you could use it?
Right. So right now, our existing meters, the interconnection distance between two nodes can be 30 meters. And so, but then each node is connected to 3 other nodes. So the way we structured when we want to build a grid is we want to create almost 60% of households should have, and we generally try to maintain that ratio. However, we've also gone into communities that are pure consumer communities, in which case the grid operator makes the investment in solar home systems, which are micro utilities, which they put into the grid to be able to power the grid.
Okay. Sorry, I a little, but it's all right. Let's keep moving. And how much do these boxes cost right now? And both, I guess, at a unit level and also to install, and who pays for that? Is it the consumer, or is it the, I guess, your distribution partner?
So it's both. I mean, obviously the distributor partner pays to us. At the unit cost level, we have it at around $60 right now. And it comes, so we sell it to so the $60 is what the end user pays, and then, but it's heavily subsidized on that side because we have a lot of grant financing coming in. Yeah. So what was the other question?
So right, so I guess so you sell these on a wholesale basis to your distributors, and then they, I guess, sell them plus with microfinance, and I guess at a subsidized level to the consumer level, right? Is that how it works, or?
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that again? The network is really bad.
No worries. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I understand is I guess you kind of do bulk sales to distributors who then kind of sell them plus at a subsidized rate, plus maybe some microfinance to at the consumer level. Is that correct to say?
Yes. So we leave that to the distributor. So when we work with grid operators, we sell it to them, and then it is up to them how they would want to package the product to the end users.
Got it. And for the end user, typically, like based on kind of exchanging their excess, like if they already have an SHS, how long does it take for them to kind of get back the money of the purchase, or the value of the soul box? Yeah.
Well, so it would depend on if they have a solar home system. It would depend on the size of their solar home system, and because each solar home system produces different amounts of energy, so it's difficult to say. And well, for consumers, it is an upfront investment that they make.
And just in terms of traction, can I ask, how many partners you're working with? Where are you in Bangladesh? How many soul boxes have you installed?
So I'll start from the last. So we have till date installed 700 soul boxes across the country. We're operating in most divisions, with the exception of Chittagong and Khulna. We have 30 grids across the country as well. And did I miss out on, and how many partners do we have? We have about 3.
And these are mostly MFIs? These are mostly MFIs that also, I guess, have solar distribution arms or solar financing arms? Or?
So 2 of them have, so one of them have the solar home system, or both of them have, sorry, 2 of them do have solar home system distribution programs. One of them do have the microfinance component available. And the third one is actually a government agency that we work with.
Got it.
But they come with a very big network in that community that we are able to tap into for the different services.
Got it. And is there any, I mean, I don't know if this is in your, I'm sure it is in your product roadmap at some point, but is there any application of this for businesses and yeah, a much larger application, say for businesses and commercial buildings?
Absolutely, that is something, but that's something we're looking at much further down the line. Right now, we're operating in off-grid areas. So again, the kind of businesses that we work with are mostly micro businesses in those communities.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Rahat, do you have any question?
Yeah, just a quick question. Thanks for the presentation. Your existing investors, so you've raised a decent amount. What is the vision that you share with them? Where do you see this company in a 3 to 5 year window?
So where we see ourselves in a 3 to 5 year window, definitely having built a smart grid. I mean, moving Bangladesh along to a platform where, we are actually able to truly do peer-to-peer energy exchange. That energy is not centralized, but it's decentralized, and that it is each consumer's, or each of us can actually produce and consume our own energy and also interact with the grid, unlike the way it is right now, which is very unidirectional and very top down.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Team Khaide today for their presentation.
Hello everyone, I'm just sharing my screen. Shall I start?
Yes, you can.
Hello everyone, I'm Shafkat, Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of Khaide today. Food, human beings' basic need, though in the legacy-based grocery shopping process, we have seen that it is time-consuming for the customers, and also the quality of raw products has not been monitored properly. And at the same time, the foods are often being contaminated in the local supermarkets. These problems directly connect us to the problem of the supply chain management system, where the traditional dealer distributorship model has not been efficient enough. And also the product varieties, they're not that much available outside cities of the capital. And the price is differentiating from cities to cities. Targeting these problems, we are offering a cutting-edge solution where an app and web-based platform where users can order their daily needs and grocery. This will be delivered to their doorstep, and at the same time, it will save their time. We are serving across the country, also ensuring the quality and safe foods. Digitalized supply chain, which is going to start a new era for this industry specifically, because we are the first ever company to implement franchise model in the grocery with partnering with the local partners and their warehouses, and they have their own sourcing channel. This is going to create an innovative sales channel for both of us, and also making brand partnership and wide range of product sourcing is creating a channel to make the price same all over the country. Let's talk about the market size. Currently, we have $36 billion per year market. From that, 1% market belongs to the e-commerce and retail industry, which is $340 million. From that, we are initially targeting to obtain $32 million. This is our product currently we are running. Currently 7.6 edition of our mobile application is running. So let's talk about the business model. As earlier I have mentioned that digitalizing the dealer distributorship model, we are denoting it as a B2B channel for us, where what they are doing for us, they are maintaining local warehouses for us, and also they are creating a product sourcing channel. Currently, we have 10 franchises over 9 cities, and we are providing them brand collaboration sheet so that they can get the product directly from the manufacturing house to their warehouses. By doing this, we are able to cut off 18.5% from each order, which is diluted 60% to us and 40% to them. We have B2B channel as well. We charge 29 to 100 taka per order as a delivery charge. And also, we have more than 200 plus delivery personnel working as freelance model. Yes, we do have existing competitor in the market, but the prominent ones are Chaldal, Foodpanda, Shopna, and Minaclick. Though Chaldal is not operating outside of the Dhaka, but Foodpanda, Shopna, Minaclick operating in outside of the country. But their business model is not similar with us. So we do have competitive advantage. We are the first ever company serving outside the tier 2 cities. And we are digitalizing the supply chain, making partnership with the locals, operating as franchise model, also creating the local sourcing channels and making their best use. Quality and product safety is measured properly. We have few brand partners as well, Robi, Bikash, and AmarPay as well. So let's talk about the financial portion. Since we have started, we have generated 41,400.
So question round from the judges. Okay, so I would like to invite Tina ma'am. So if you have any question.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Okay, Khai Dai. Hi, welcome. Thank you for the presentation. Tell me what you guys have done during the COVID challenges, last 5 months.
Okay, so we have started our journey back in 2017 as a restaurant food delivery service. But in 2019 December, we have launched the grocery servicing, especially in Rangpur and Dhaka. So in 2020, we have added 7 more cities with the traction of, you can see in the screen that we have served more than 68,500 orders. We are currently serving 9 major cities, and also currently we have more than 47,000 active users. You can see the profits we have generated in the last 6 months, but we have seen significant growth, especially in the last month, where the growth rate was 65.7%. And also after activating the 9 cities, we have served more than 17,800 orders in a month, which gave us the revenue of 43,638, and we cut off 7,400 something profit. Sorry.
Last few months, so since March. This is your number since March.
this number is from the January actually, because we have started from
No, but
January
you know,
delivering the grocery.
Sorry, I asked, what is your, what have you guys done, or what is your result during the last 5 months? How
Okay.
you have survived? Do
Okay.
you have that number? I'm interested to know if you have done anything to survive this, you know, this business challenge, because almost every single startup went through a challenge, right, due to COVID.
Okay.
Wanted to know
Okay.
what you guys have done. Thank you.
Okay. So initially, as I mentioned, that we have started with restaurant delivery service. Due to COVID, we need to keep that off. And initially, we started expanding or exploring the more cities. And in the last 5 months, we have added 7 cities. And onward, we are targeting to add 1 more cities in coming months.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to know a couple of things. Like you were telling us that you use a more decentralized model using franchisees. So what's the typical profile of a franchisee? Are they like are they kind of store, or like is it like a single micro entrepreneur? Like who are these people?
Okay, so they are like more micro entrepreneurs. They have prior business experience. What we are offering to them, like you have a warehouse, so you can set up the product. I am giving you the SKU. Please set up the product, and I will make sales for you. You don't have to sit all day in the shop to maintain the selling and etc. etc. So I am giving him the opportunity to be virtually present in online.
So who is sourcing the products? Like since groceries are inherently perishable, like are the franchisees sourcing it themselves, or are you helping them with the process?
We are helping them for sourcing the branded products. Like we have partnered with especially BD Foods and Kazi, but they are sourcing the raw materials like vegetables, fish, and meat. Own local sourcing. They have the local sourcing channel, and I have also mentioned that they have the franchises we have currently connected with them. They have their own sales channel. So I'm sorry, product sourcing channel, from where they are getting the product directly from the farmer's house. As I have mentioned, we are operating the tier 2 cities, but they are easily connected with the farmers. They are cutting down the middleman and getting the product directly from the farm. Yes.
Sorry for interrupting you. Please go on.
So they are cutting down the middleman, and they are collecting the fresh veggies from the direct to the farmer house and putting them in their warehouses.
So what's your mechanism for ensuring quality for these perishables? I'm guessing like it's very easy for like fish and vegetables to get rancid. So what's the mechanism for ensuring quality?
Okay, we have a quality concern team working in each city. Before delivering to a customer, our quality concern team makes sure that the best product be delivered to the customer's house. And we have set up our unique mechanics to be ensured. But initially, for the fresh vegetables, like you see, before I deliver to your house, I cannot say, or you cannot say the product is bad or good. Though, if the customer complains for the product, we have the opportunity to make sure that the customer gets the best product, because the product qualities and the refund return entirely depends on my franchises. I'm working as a sales guy for them actually.
Okay. Last question from my side. I wanted to sort of understand the volume of trade or transaction volume per day in some of these tier 2 cities. I'm guessing like the volume is probably not going to be as much as that of Dhaka. So do you think the volume is enough to help the franchisees survive in this business?
Okay, you see, in the grocery section, the most interesting fact is the ticket sizes. So sometimes our average ticket size is 2100 taka, and initially sometimes we get to make profit of 21.5%. So on an average, we get the profit of 18.5%. So as you have mentioned, for the tier 2 cities, in the tier 2 cities, the customers that don't have that much options. So their customer switching cost is a bit less for me. So that's why I'm surveying in the tier 2 cities. And one more interesting fact is my 70% of order comes from the other tier 2 cities. Only 30% orders I get from Dhaka.
Okay, thank you so much.
I had a quick question. The revenue, is that GMV or net revenues?
It's GMV, and profit is hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. The profit is GMV.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, team. Now I would like to invite the team game plan for the presentation.
Minute, I'm sharing the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. So
okay. Hello everyone, I am Sanjar, founder and CEO of #1 fantasy sports platform in Bangladesh, Game Plan. Bangladesh is a highly densely populated country with a technology adaptable young population who follow sports and gaming like religion, yet it lacks entertainment opportunities. They know more about Messi or Ronaldo than Jamal Bouya or Mamunul. They follow league matches of other countries, but not their own. Where we come in to create a connection with our users and to support their dynamic lifestyle and expense nature, we have developed a fantasy sports platform which has economic value, social value, and last but not the least, it's promoting local players and sports. We have vision to add streaming, scoring update, merchandising features, which can eventually give us the pathway to explore the esports vertical, be that by organizing events or even running a team. Here you can see a sneak peek of our product. It's very simple to use our app. And this is our journey to growth and beyond over the last 15 months. Most notably, the increase in engagement from May to July, a surge in consumption of entertainment, which reiterates our positioning as a platform for digital entertainment through gamification. For the last 3 months, we have been hitting more than $10,000 revenue consistently. People of Bangladesh spend $13 on an average on sports and leisure every month. There are 90 million mobile internet users. At least 50 million are sports and gaming enthusiasts. Initially, we are targeting to obtain 2.5 million users just in Bangladesh. For any sports or game, we offer at least 10 paid contests where entry fee varies from 15 cents to $7, and we make 15% gross profit from each transaction. Even with very conservative data, we reach break-even on the 14th month. 360K paid games basically means 3,000 users playing 10 games a month. And that's equivalent to 360K paid games. There are a couple of Facebook groups running fantasy sports offline, along with many illegal betting happening offline and online. Also, there are a couple of other online fantasy sports operators in Bangladesh. But we are getting the first movers advantage due to the network effect we have already created. We are the only platform who are providing casual games along with fantasy sports. And most importantly, we are running a fully dedicated team where our customer support and technical support has been top-notch. Being a tech guy myself, I returned to Bangladesh to combine my technical capabilities with my passion for sports. Both our technical lead and other managers have 5+ years of experience working for different foreign and local clients. We can have huge impact on Bangladesh economy by generating high revenue for auxiliary support service providers of our ecosystem, or by incremental consumption expenditure of our users into the economy from where government will be receiving extra taxes. Fantasy sports startups alone have successfully attracted more than $250 million USD investment in India from overseas investors. We can help in foreign direct investment inflow into the Bangladesh economy as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Team Gameplan. Now I would like to invite the judges. Tina ma'am, do you have any question? No. Nature sir.
Thanks a lot, Tanzar. So, a couple questions. So, I mean, there's a lot of different kind of players in this space, right? So even domestically, I won't necessarily name all of them. So what do you think, I guess, from a local standpoint, is your competitive advantage besides just first mover? You know, and then that's one. And then second is just from a user standpoint, you mentioned kind of people bet all the time. That's very kind of common. But do you ever have challenges, I think, explaining what fantasy sports is to users and how they play that in Bangladesh?
Right. Yes, definitely. In terms of local competition, actually, we're the only platform who are providing casual games as well, apart from fantasy sports. And another thing which we are very proud about is we disburse the reward money within 24 to 48 hours, which is the fastest from any other local competition. And these are the competitive advantage we are getting apart from the being the first mover. And in terms of educating the market about the fantasy sports, yes, we had to educate the market. But then again, English Premier League offer official fantasy Premier League for the English Premier League football matches, and that's called FPL. FPL is very known to people of Bangladesh since 2010. So there are like a 25, 30,000 users group on Facebook who are actually playing FPL. So they kind of knows the vibe about the fantasy sports for the football market, but for the fantasy sports for the cricket market is pretty new to them. As a result, the marketing we are doing, it's not to just acquire new users, but that to educate the market as well. Like what is fantasy sports, how much skill is involved here and everything.
Thank you.
Any question?
Yeah, so Sazar, what do you think needs to happen in Bangladesh for this to really take off?
First of all, as I said, fantasy sports is yet unregulated. It's not illegal yet, it's not legal yet. But due to the restriction of the regulation, the Gambling Act says because fantasy sports is a game of skill, it shouldn't be under the Gambling Act. So once it gets regulated, we will see the boom. Because in India, fantasy sports had been running from 2010, but their biggest growth came around 2016, where their Supreme Court and High Court says fantasy sports is not gambling, it's a game of skill. And since then, they have now 150 plus fantasy sports operator, whereas before 2016, they had just 1 or 2 fantasy sports operators.
Thank you.
I just had one question. Like, are you only covering the domestic leagues, or are you also covering the international ones? I probably have missed it.
We are covering every matches, domestic and international matches as well, even foreign domestic leagues as well.
Okay, got it. So how are you getting the payment? Like you referred that like you're charging $0.15 for entry. So what's the mechanism for getting paid? Are you using bKash or like credit cards?
Right. We have all the payment gateway integrated. You can pay by bKash, Rocket, or Nogod, or any local debit card or even banking channels. And the disbursement we have partnered with Nogod and bKash directly. So we disburse through their portal to the rewards.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Team Game Plan.
Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to invite Team Amar Lab for the presentation. This is our second last.
My screen now. Is it visible?
It is visible.
Thank you. Hello everyone and good afternoon. I'm Sanjida and I'm here to talk about one of the crucial problems that we are facing right now, and that is safe healthcare. In Bangladesh, every time we decide to get our diagnostic test done, multiple challenges come in our way, such as extreme traffic, long queue in the diagnostic centers, and there is no special arrangement for elder people or physically or mentally disabled people or people who are extremely sick. And then comes a new threat, the coronavirus, where people are encouraged to stay home and hospitals are not the safest place anymore. As a solution to all these problems, we bring you a 3-step solution to all these problems, and that is Amar Lab. So all you have to do to get your pathology test, including COVID tests, done is to call us and we will be at your doorstep. What we do is we bridge the distance between the diagnostic centers and the patients. Not only we save your time, money, and create employment, we are also saving lives by reducing the contamination of COVID-19. The market size is huge. It's over 1,500 crore. And our business is sustainable and feasible. We have been thoroughly operating over all over Dhaka city over a year now, and we are very positive that we can serve in all the big cities in Bangladesh in like 2 years. In the last 6 months, if we see before the COVID and the after COVID situation, we used to do 219 diagnoses per month, and now it has come to 1,067 diagnoses per month. In case of revenue, our primary revenue that we are collecting is from our customers, that is the service charge. And the secondary revenue would be the revenue that we share with our partner diagnostic lab. Now our team is a very versatile one with cumulative experiences of over 50 years in healthcare sector, and they're all working full-time, which we consider as one of our biggest strengths. We have very renowned diagnostic partners by our side, such as popular United Hospitals, Ibn Sina, then Dr. Lalpath, who are helping us doing the corona tests. And the other corporate partners like Grameenphone, Banglalink, and Bikash. Finally, our vision is to be the most human healthcare brand in Bangladesh, impact lives, and make healthcare easily accessible for everyone and everywhere. Thank you. We are open for questions.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, question. Tina ma'am, do you have any question?
I'm going to wait a little bit because I just joined. So
Okay.
let me just quickly look at our lab and I'll ask Nijor or Rahat to ask the question. But I do have questions for them. Thank you. Thank you.
Nijor, do you want to go?
Sure, no problem. Thanks for the presentation. So a couple things. In your pics, I see these doctors either on a motorcycle or in someone's house. So are you? I do apologize if I didn't get that from the presentation. So are you sending doctors to people's homes?
No, sir. These are actually our medical technologist team. Sometimes if you are referring to this picture in particularly, this is one of our medical technologists. He's actually, explaining the reports to our clients. Sometimes they want to know if the tests are very bad or good and what state they're in. So yeah. So sometimes they explain the reports as well.
Got it. What sort of, I guess, automation do you have embedded either in the customer journey or on the back end of your business?
Or we have our website ready and we are working on our app, which will be ready in like 1 or 2 months. And yeah, so people can order, make orders through directly calling us, because our target market, they're very versatile. A 3-year-old kid, he's also our customer. And then a 60-year-old woman, she's also our customer. She would be more comfortable, directly calling us. So we have, open all the possible windows for our customers. How can they can contact us? They can use the app. They can use the website. They can call us directly or order through our Facebook page.
Got it. You mentioned corporate partnerships. How are those structured, or how do they help you, and how do you help them?
So, Asif bhai, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, sure. You want to know about our corporate partners, right?
And how it works.
There are 2 types of corporate partners. First of all, our lab partners, like Popular Ibn Sina United, Dr. Lalpath. We are partners with them in collecting samples from home. So whoever is calling Popular refers to us. So we go on behalf of them and collect the samples. So this is one way of handling our partnership with our labs. And in terms of corporate partners, say, for example, Confidence Group, they provide health allowance to their staffs. So what we do is, whenever they need any diagnosis, they call us. We go to the office or the employee's home to collect the sample and deliver the reports. So they don't have to go to the lab to do the test, basically.
Got it. Can you tell me more about your unit economics? Like, what's how much do you charge per customer? And because you've got logistics expenses, you've got personnel costs. I'm curious about that.
Right. As service charge, we charge taka 200 per person, no matter how many tests they do. And we get the commission from the labs as well. So we get two streams of earning for the company.
So 200 is the baseline. Like that's the base. That's
yeah.
I have to pay that no matter what.
And we have decided no matter how big we grow, we're gonna keep it as minimized as possible because our clients are our first priority. So every ticket we try to, minimize the cost within 200, or we don't even consider, sometimes we spend more than 200, of course, but still we try to give our best service to the clients.
Okay. Now, I mean, so what I understand is you come in between the diagnostics labs and the customer, right?
Yeah.
And so what would you say is your competitive advantage? Is it your fleet? Is it your network? I'm just curious because, can somebody theoretically come in between and try to offer the same service? Or couldn't the diagnostics themselves do the same service? I think some of them are doing that.
Yes, yeah, that's a very valid question. First of all, we're the first mover of the market. We're here for like 2 years. And on top of that, our fleet, that's our advantage because healthcare services are very critical. At the same time, you need some sort of human touch. You need to feel good about the service. So our people are well trained in this space, and they're expert in their work. At the same time, they do talk to the clients, take time for providing the service. So you get the diagnostic service in the comfort of your home. You don't get this service this level of comfort in the labs usually in our country due to the
And
rush.
we prioritize the quality over everything. I mean, if you see our, I think we have a picture in our slide, our collection box, you don't get to see this kind of setup in like the normal, services that the hospital sends home individually or, yeah.
Okay, great. And then in terms of just between how does someone order a service from you? Is it through Facebook? Is it through the phone? And then how fast does it typically, or how long does it take for somebody to come to their house?
Well, people can order through Facebook page, or we have a dedicated call center that work from 9 to 9, and then we have our website as well. So these are the main free streams. Our app is coming very soon. I think within 15 days to 1 month we'll have our app as well. And usually it takes about like 12 hours. That's the max time. Say for example, someone orders at 6 p.m. today, we will send our people by 10 tonight. So that depends on the number of orders we're getting. If all the slots are booked, then at max he or she will get the service tomorrow morning, the next day morning.
Like for example, previously, if previously it would take us, if it's somewhere in Dhanmondi or Uttara, would take us like 1 or 2 hours because we had less clients. But now we encourage our clients to book the appointment prior to the day they want to get their test done. So yeah, that's how we are operating currently.
And do you have you mentioned the neighborhoods. Are there particular neighborhoods where you have a high concentration of customers or orders?
Yes, Asif Bhaiya, please.
Yes. Well, we started from Dhanmondi. So somehow the most orders we get are from Dhanmondi and Mohammadpur. And then we are operating in all over Dhaka. So we're getting orders from everywhere, basically all over Dhaka, from Jatrabari to Tora. So we're getting most orders from Dhanmondi, then getting most orders from Mirpur and Badda.
Thank you. I asked a lot of questions, so I'll yield to Rahat, then Zahid Bhai, and then Tinaba.
Just one question, like since like healthcare is a very sensitive issue in Bangladesh, like we are all aware of the JK Health scandal and other things.
Right.
Like, how do you foster trust in the system? For example, I know you guys are working with renowned diagnostic centers. Like, how do consumers know that you're actually getting these samples tested and giving them authenticated results?
Well, all the labs you're working with have their own patient portal. Like for example, you are doing a test, say you're doing CBC, you will get an ID and password. You can look into that portal by yourself as well. Like, for
Yes.
example, you're ordering an order from Popular Diagnostic Center. I can provide you with an ID and password, so you can log into their portal and download your results.
No, I think that's a great mechanism. But in terms of marketing, like I'm sure you're not serving the tech savvy people as well. So in terms of your marketing strategy, is there anything special that you're doing in order to foster trust within the system?
So basically,
I'm just curious.
Yeah, right.
So I'll share an experience with you that I've had while working in our lab. So so we have seen clients like, at their 30s ordering tests for their parents and everything. So we have seen that client, turning their parents into our direct clients, as in like in 2 months or in 3 months, the woman who's 60 or 70, she doesn't have any idea how Facebook works or how our website works, but she's still calling us. She has our number saved in there, in his or her phone. So what happens was what we figured is like, initially, since it's a very sensitive topic, healthcare itself, first time if you take our service, suppose you're one of our clients, you are very nervous to whether how it's gonna be, someone is going to come to your place, and given the corona situation, contamination, PPE and everything, protection. So the first impression of the MT of our lab, the medical technologist, is so fantastic. We actually trained them like that. So there is this human contact and touch, and then the trust is also there. So what we figured out that if you try our service one time, you're picking Armor Lab over going to diagnostic center yourself. That's how we train our MT, and that's how we deal with our customers. From the very beginning of COVID situation, we have never taken any breaks. We worked like every day without any weekend, preparing our team. We had a separate team who handles corona positive patient for their diagnosis and to do their COVID test as well. So we have a different team for that. We had to prepare that, make plans and everything. Even last year, if you guys remember, the dengue situation, it got really worse. We had our doctor panel open for all the questions, over phone doctor consultation 24/7. We were there, we were guiding. We didn't take any break on Eid even. So that's how I think that trust between us and our customers, it kind of build up. And yes, I think I'm describing it too much, but yeah, that's about it.
No, thank you. One last question from my side. So you were telling us that like you send the technician to sort of go and explain the test results to the patient, right? So don't you think it would cost you more money?
For it.
Okay. Is there any additional charge? Is there any additional charge for that, for sending out
no charge for that? Nothing.
Isn't it more expensive to send out these people? Because I'm guessing like these are like trained, skilled people, so you don't have too many of them. Sort of like, so do you need to actually send them to validate or explain the test results?
Well,
or a phone conversation would suffice?
Well, we have
we work both ways. If some of our clients who are very keen to know, they can't wait till they visit their doctors, they would call us and they would ask, do you have any doctor available right now? And we do have a team. We have 2 and 3 doctors of our own who are working as CCO, and our CEO himself is a doctor, and he's a very nice person and he's very helpful. Every time he's free, and we would go like, Bhaiya, so there is this client who is very eager to know how she's doing or how he is doing, and he would go like, okay, fine, I'll talk to him. So we have done that too.
Okay.
We have learned a lot, experiencing and learning, and facing pandemic, then dengue and everything. We have come a long way, we can say that.
Hi, can I ask a question?
Yes,
Sanjida. Good. So you guys are still part of Spriha, right? Or are you a spin-off from Spriha?
We are now a limited individual company.
Okay.
We are not a part of Spriha anymore. It's been very few days that we yeah, got
Good.
separated.
And you are in the market for fundraising?
Yes,
Okay,
and
good.
we are in
And
dire need of that.
That's okay. I missed part of it because I got disconnected. So Sanjita, this is very important. You know, when you are coming in a public forum, especially when you are in the middle of fundraising, this is a feedback that I want you to take back to your management team, and that is we have a very esteemed judges, not me, but you know we have like BD Angels and Rahat from Anchorless, and you know everyone else, Jahidul from Light Castle. So one thing is very, very important. You have to have the CEO or a founder's representation. Okay, I think that that's important because you don't get a panel like this to pitch for fundraising that often, right? And especially when you are kind of new, the company is new and trying to do a fundraise. So I would ask you to take this feedback back to your management team. And I do wish all the best for Amar Lab, and I do want to see you guys. And I do want to learn more. How would you sustain this business plan? Because at some point, you know, you have to make money, you have to make profit, and then you have to scale up and sustain. So I want to learn more about that. But most importantly is that, you know, to take these opportunities for to pitch in front of these panels actually very seriously. I'm a bit disappointed that your co-founder, you have 1, 2, 3 of them, and none of them are here. Not even one of them.
Tina Hasib is one of our co-founders. He's here.
Okay, so I don't see that in this list. I see Tazeen and Dr. Ishtiaq and Tamzid as the co-founder. So if Hasib is the co-founder, then you know I would have expected Hasib to make the pitch, to do the presentation, right?
Yes,
so that is
ma'am.
even more serious.
Yeah,
Even more serious.
Notes taken, ma'am. Thank you for your.
But I do love Amar Lab. I mean, I do love your. I do love Spriha, but
and we love you very much.
You have to take this very, very seriously. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our lab team. Now we have the last team to cover, and we have with us Mechanic Koi as the last team. I would like to invite Mechanic Koi for their presentation.
Hello, everyone. I just take some time to share my screen. Guys, this one, yes. Can you help me with the background? Right. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Great. Why is it not going? Sure. Great. Okay, we're up. So, am I audible? I just have.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Great. Great. Excellent. So we're going to start now. Hello, everyone. This is Russell. Russell works at an automobile workshop. He has no formal education. He thinks petty crime is not a crime, and he has no advanced training. On the other hand, we have here Mr. Riyasat, who is a vehicle businessman and has no idea from where to buy a vehicle and how to judge a vehicle is performing well or not, and will probably go back to Russell for his vehicle solution. So here we can see a huge gap in the market and both a lose-lose situation for both of the parties. In this point, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present Mechanic Koi, one-click vehicle mechanic. I'm sorry, I'm having some issues here. So let's have a look what our services are. We provide emergency vehicle repair support, vehicle health consultancy, authentic part sourcing, consultancy before buying. So when you were born as a new car customer, your relationship with Mechanic Koi begins. Let's have a look at the value chain. When you have a problem in your car, you pull out your phone, you call Mechanic Koi, and our advanced ERP system forward it to our field agent. The field agent is the one who makes sure there is a suitable mechanic for your car, and that turns you to a very happy customer. And the cycle continues. Currently, we have 211 automobile workshops, 106 part shops, 10 field agents, and 15 mechanic individuals. With these resources, we have already generated more than 31,000 US dollar of revenue, and most of the money came from our B2B platforms. You can see our key partners, and I would be very glad to say you something that we have already one of our valued customers sitting here as an honorable judge. Ms. Tina ma'am, as she belongs to Startup Bangladesh and ICT division, and Mechanic Koi is solely responsible for all the vehicles, for taking care of all the vehicles in ICT division. She is actually one of our customer, ma'am. You don't have to worry, your car is in good hands. So till now, for 3 years of operation, we have served more than 5,000 customers in total, and 1,800 of them were secondary sales. That means the customers were so satisfied that they came back. Till now, we have raised funds equivalent of 27,000 US dollars. Let's have a look at the finances. The unit economics, as you can see, the average revenue per customer is 610 with a very huge highest and lowest point. The capital growth we are expecting in reaching 100% in 2022. And the current CAGR is 17.43%, which is apparently more than Pathao and Sheba XYZ when they were actually 3 years old. So let's have a look at the value proposition. As we have already mentioned, we are building a bridge between the mechanics and car owners. So the mechanics are getting enrollment in advanced training, better payment package, social training, and the car owner are getting widely accessible service, deal with professionals, and control over the price. However, Mechanic Koi is also serving some social developing points. Yes. So let's have a look at the competitors. Can I finish this slide?
Okay.
Great. Yes. Looking at the innovation, considering the innovation drive and market penetration rate, the local stores are already in the pre-decline zone, and there is only one competitor we can talk about is Jantric. But if you go deep down to the data, Jantric has the most number of signboards, but this is Mechanic Koi who has most numbers of the customers in the market. And this is our technology. If you pull out your phone and say something that your car has this problem, you will get the answers right here that coming with the pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, your car carries you. This is a matter of question. This is a matter of question of your safety and comfort. Do you love you and your family enough to be a part of the Mechanic Koi revolution? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ashraf Hussain Sachin, the CEO of Mechanic Koi, concluding the presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Question from the judges.
First, we are open for questions. So.
I just want to go back to your first or second slide, with the Russell, if I can.
Sure, sir. Here is Russell.
Right. Oh, he's kind of blocked in mine, but so are you working? I just want to make sure here, like, are you working with child mechanics? Because he seems pretty young.
Yes, he seems pretty young. So this is the problem, that our garages, our workshops has a lot of child mechanics, and we need to revamp the situation. We need to take them out of this business.
So are you doing that?
Yes, we are doing that. And you will be very glad to know that we are actually launching some training platform from them as well, as I have already mentioned them in the slides.
Well, but training to be a better mechanic?
Training to be a better mechanic and training to be a better human being as well. So in that part, the child labor is actually excluded.
Okay, but I mean, this seems like an issue of a greater societal problem. And also, I think, working with the garage owners. So how do you do that to, within the garages that you work with, how do you eradicate or eliminate child labor?
Sure. Actually, this is a very alarming situation because the child labor has been infected a lot in so much a bigger number that we cannot actually just go in and motivate them to do it otherwise. So what we do is we call it the slow poisoning system. We go to them, we build our partnerships better, and we talk through them. And the best we try is push the border away as much as we can, so that they get demotivated at a time, and send these children to the schools as well.
So of the services you've done till date, you're 100% sure that there has not been child labor in the service provision?
Sure. Yes, I would like to show you another slide that we have told you. We have some individual mechanics as well. So when our field agent goes and pick the mechanic for your vehicle, they never pick the child labor. We are not up to that illegal work, sir.
Right, but then so that can be a confusing thing, just as an advice for the future. Second is, you mentioned, you're improving the livelihood of mechanics by giving them higher incomes. How's that possible? Because you're working with these workshops, right? So don't these go to the workshop owner? Like, how do you increase their incomes?
Sir, there is a thing that we are affiliated with the workshops, but when we get B2B or B2C calls, when the field agents go to the mechanics, they handpick the mechanics and we rank them. They have 3 categories of badges, and they get bonuses when they complete 10 or 12 or 15 number of deliveries and services, actually, I'd say. So that's how they get an assurance of payment. And I'd really like to tell you something about the industry, that these mechanics, these guys are actually paid 6,000 to 10,000 at most. So these guys actually rely on the type of money when they get day-to-day basis, like a bakshish, we call it in our language. So we are actually transforming this bakshish model into a very accountable business model. So
how do you, I guess, make sure that you're not disintermediated, right? So how do you stop customers from going to the workshops directly for the second or third time? How do you stop the mechanics on the workshops from going to the customer directly as well? Because you're not always there to handle that relationship, right?
Sure, sir. Sure. This is such a vast question that I guess startups like Pathao and Uber is also suffering to answer this, who are actually dealing with billions. But we have a little bit.
I don't think an Uber driver has ever asked for my number to take me somewhere, and I hope they don't. But please answer for your business.
Sure, sir. I'm coming to the point. So the point we're trying to do is here, that our service is so convenient that customers will come back. With this belief, we are operating our business, as you will go through the MakeAbot, and I have mentioned in the slides that an opportunity to deal with the professionals, as you see. Suppose you or Mr. Riyasat, the character I told you about, had to deal with Russell. Maybe he would choose someone like me or someone like our call center guy to deal with Russell. So that's the convenient way to turn in as our customers.
Got it. And last questions. The team's backgrounds. So who's from the automotive space, right? Who's from this particular sector?
Yes, sir. In our entire team. So I have the slide. I just need a bit of time to go back here. So, why am I? So in our team, we have actually 2 core members who had 5 years of experience in mechanical engineering, and our members, as we have been operating our business for 3 years, you'll be very glad to know that they have actually hands-on training, how everything works, how the mechanisms are, how things can be costed, where are the loopholes, where are the gaps in the market, and this is very, very core thing that our team actually look forward to, sir.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So, thank you so much.
I just wanted to know, like, what's your B2B, B2C revenue split?
Sure. So till now, we have actually made a lot of money till using the B2B platform. But B2C, as we haven't spent a lot of money in our promotional campaign, but still we have money's coming. So.
Yeah, I think that's where the problem lies, because I think Nidhar was talking about this. Like, I think the garage business is more like a relationship-based thing. For example, if I use your platform, if I get hold of a trustworthy garage, I will probably not come back to the platform again. I'll just give a call to the garage owners and get the service directly. So I think this revenue loss is a real problem, although it's there in the other sectors as well, but this is a major problem for the B2C segment. But in terms of the B2B segment, I'm guessing the market is also going to be very competitive. Your margins are probably going to be pretty low because you're dealing with a larger player who have higher demand. Is that the case?
Hello there, I am Ismail Hussain Tushar, CEO Mechanic Toy. So, for your concern that we have already more than 27 partners, as we are service partners of all the companies, we have 4 cards to represent them. There are when a company appoints us as their facility manager, as the constant companion of their for the servicing their vehicle, and we will affiliate with the companies affiliated with that company who is already affiliated with us, and we serve all the customers of that company as our prime customers. So we have 4 types of cards to give them special discounts and special offers, so that we can capture a fixed number of vehicles, fixed number of customers, and they are the person who are always coming back, and we are there as their facility manager, as the constant companion about their vehicles. I think you got my point.
Are you referring to the B2C market or the B2B market?
It's a specific model. We are actually capturing B2C market through our B2B market. For example, you are a company and we are mechanic, and I am coming to you, and I wanted to be your vehicle facility manager, and I am offering you an offer. I'm offering you an offer of giving 15% discount. Actually what it is, 15% discount in all services, and I am offering your customers, you should have you also have your customers who are actually the consumers of your product or of your service, and I am giving your customers or consumers 10% of discount in every services. So actually we are capturing the B2C market, but gradually, as we haven't raised enough funds to capture whole the market, because if we are really and want to ensure that we really want to ensure the quality services, as we are focusing to make it fixed by customer based, and we want our customers to come back to us, and that's why we are approaching this.
I got your point. You're just referring that you actually give the employees of your B2B client to sort of like avail your service, and they get a 15% discount. I get that, but but if they directly go to the garage, I'm sure they're going to get the same service at a lower rate. They don't have to pay for the service charge, right? Am I correct?
Let me explain you. And our costing and our prices are not too much higher from theirs. Like our pricing is much lower than our existing online competitors, Jantric, Toolbox, and Broom. And the fact is, we are facility manager. Facility manager means your vehicle is our headache. We're gonna solve your tax token problem, insurance problem. We're gonna solve your driver problem if you need any driver at any time. We're gonna solve your any registration kind of problem. We're gonna solve your any parts problem. If you need any wash, if you want to disinfectize your vehicle, if you want a disinfectant tunnel in your office, we're gonna give all that. And your vehicle is our headache. That means you don't even have to take your vehicle to the garage. The garage will come to you, as we are your facility manager. So, and the most important thing is, your office is in Uttara, then your affiliated garage will be in Uttara. But what happens if your car stops at Dhanmondi? Because we are mechanical, and we are the biggest garage in Dhaka. We are everywhere, in Dhanmondi, in Uttara, in Mirpur, in Mohammedpur, even in Bosila, even in Kachpur, we are there. So that's the point we want to make, that we are everywhere, so you will get support from us everywhere.
But how do you fix the pricing? Like, I'm guessing like there might be ad hoc requirements or demands for certain services, like for tax token and those kind of things, and maybe it's anything else. How do you do the pricing, or do you fix the pricing like you pay me this amount of money, I'll do anything that comes up? How does it work out?
actually we don't actually take revenues from those kind of services. We want to do this in a regular way, like how much you need to pay when you want tax taken, like that much money you will have to pay to us. We won't take no extra money from you for your tax token. We want to build up a relationship with you, as we will collect our revenue from services, from washes, from parts, because as we have is a affiliation with the importers, and we'll get parts less than you will ever get in any shop. That's why we're gonna generate our revenue from there. So the tax token, the insurance is also coming from the affiliated company with us. We have MOU with banks, we have MOU with insurance companies. So we're gonna connect you with these companies. So that's why you will get the services without any hassle. And as a compliment, we are gonna give you that.
Got it. I think you're basically going to adopt a ring fencing approach.
Yeah.
No further questions from my side.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I'd really like to mention another matter, that there is a voting panel ongoing in the Entrepreneurship World Cup official page, official website, and Mechanic Koi is currently leading the voting panel. We are the #1 team who has the most number of vote and 5 stars.
Okay, thank you so much. That was the participants voting panel. So we have also judges who will give their opinion, and they will give their marks to the participants, and we are going to count that one because that's the most important one and essential for us. So any more question from any other judges for this mechanism?
Yeah, can I just get some comparison versus Xantric and Automan?
Yes.
How do you guys set yourself apart from Xantric and Automan?
Sir, the thing is, when you encounter with Xantric or Vroom or the other companies, you will see a lot of huge delay in the service quality, and their mechanics are not handpicked like ours. And we actually tried their service. I don't know how to criticize our competitors, but their service is actually way too slower than ours. And you will see a lot of their signboards on the streets, but you will see a lot of if you ask the garage manager or the garage owner that you have a signboard of Jantik or you have a signboard of Broom, but who gets you the most number of customers, the answer will be Mechanic Koi. So that's why I say in the presentation that we have the most number of customers, but they have the most number of signboards.
Okay. I mean, I assume Nurjor here would know since he's an investor in Xantric. So, but I'll leave it up to that. Thank you.
Thanks for the feedback. I'll apply that back into Xantric.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Mechanic Koi team. It was a wonderful presentation. Okay, that's the end of our session. Okay, we had a very good 10 participants. We got the 10 finalists, and congratulations to all of you. And out of the 10 finalists, we're going to have 2 winners today. But before going to announce that one, we have something to share, and we have already Dr. Mohammad Sabur Khan and Anna Maria Torres already joined to our program. And before going to that session, I would like to say about our special guest. We have with us Dr. Mohammad Sabur Khan as our special guest, and he is the chairman of Daffodil Family and Daffodil International University. He is one of the leading entrepreneurs in Bangladesh. He owns more than 40 ventures. Moreover, he is constantly working on creating entrepreneurs in the country. He has taken a lots of initiative to develop an entrepreneurial ecosystem in our country. Okay, so before starting to that point, we would like to hear something from our special guest. So Dr. Mohammad Sabur Khan.
Okay. So first of all, thank you very much. And I understood it's a long time to go through all of the pitching. And no doubt it was a very tough job by all of the judges. So my best respect and honor to all of the judges who already took a lot of their patience, and at the same time they already times and go through all of this point. Competitor and look good young entrepreneur, what I before joining. We realize in context of Bangladesh and due to cost, we must agree there is a plenty of opportunity the business opportunity, as two of the competitor or two related to the health sector, and I'm sure that everyone will, then considering the present scenario, one of the most important studios eager to know and to get the solution. Teaching I understood because from the health sector, few of them I'm sure that they have the ability and at this mechanic koi, right? So as I understood, all of the judges also took a lot of the time to asking. This is of the one of the factors that get service and solution from their home rather go to the service. The disruption and a lot of the changing mentality will be coming. 19, a lot of cases we are not aware that solution provider and what business will be coming in our hand or. So considering all of these factors, all of these technological development, COVID-19 that we are not experienced for all of the teaching also virtually, but this computer is also, they also giving showing their talent, showing their budgeting, business proposition, everything from their great opportunity, I must say. And before COVID-19, eager to know about the Skype, Google Meet, but now you see the position in the whole world. Will be coming, and I'm sure this our talents, especially the young talents, or say that they are need to, because they are to know the competitive analysis. Every case, their funding, they are asking the money, but as per my understanding, because a lot of the people are in every corner in the whole world, I think the investors are, I must say that they are completely ready to invest to the good. Is that the investor is ready? Are they real competitive? Really, they are taking this. The investor is always try to get their depthness. Love to say out of the box. Always you love to say how much they are ready to. Are they ready to first? Then from the failure, they will learn how to become the successful. So these sorts of entrepreneur, the investment is always. I don't like to go through the lot of point because I understood because already the panelist is already asking a lot of question, and I'm sure this also understood that what exactly entrepreneur or from the investor. So I hope and I will competitor that please try to get the pulse of the judge. Even the government is also now after the startup Bangladesh, government is also very eager to invest, come up with the right solution and be a challenge that really you are ready to become a, because everyone is ready to invest for the right. Very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such insight. Now moving to the next part. Due to an unavoidable Mr. Jonathan Ortmans will not be able to join us today, but he has given us a short video. I'm going to play this one for you guys. Okay, let me give a second.
Hi, welcome to the Entrepreneurship World Cup, hosted by the MISC Global Forum, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. And of course, most importantly, all of you, the national hosts around the world that have made this extraordinary competition possible. As you may be aware, we have 160,000 entrants this year, which is a testament to all the pivoting going on for the pandemic with our founders, our startups, our small businesses, our entrepreneurs, everybody trying to figure out better ways of doing things in the light of a global crisis. We're very proud to say that 198 countries are participating, and that, of course, we have an extraordinary volume of ideas and talent assembled here at this important moment in history. You know, the EWC is not just a pitch competition. As you all know, we're just as focused on those of you who do not win as we are on our winners. We're particularly proud of the fact that we give everybody access to EWC Accelerate, which is a virtual training and mentorship platform. And we have so many things on that platform available, ranging from honing your skills around using the exclusive content library for learning about customer feedback, or learning about pitching and deck creation, or learning about team building, or just company culture. A whole range of perks to sort of turbocharge your startup. So far, we've had $3.1 million worth of perks that people have downloaded and take advantage of, thanks to the kindness of people like Google Cloud, HubSpot, Stripe, and others who've made available some of these resources in kind to all of you. I think each of you get access to up to $25,000 in these perks. Now, of course, all our national winners will advance to the next stage, and they'll actually have the opportunity to participate in Accelerate 2, which is a virtual structured accelerator, which is designed to help each of them make it into the EWC 100, which is essentially the top 100 startups out of the 160,000 that applied, who will join the global finals in October. Of course, this Accelerate 2 is not a requirement, it's not mandatory, but it accepts unless you're an early stage startup. But we encourage all of you, all of the entrants of the Entrepreneurship World Cup who make it through to these finals to take advantage of this. 80% did last time. The top 4 finalists last time are all ones that went through Accelerate 2, and that we hope that it's certainly something that you'll look and say there's nothing to lose participating in this and increasing my chances of winning in October. But most importantly, I want to be able to say to all of you, I hope that you'll look at this competition as a way to and that being an entrepreneur is about conducting an experiment, figuring out new ways of doing things. You collect data, and in this virtual circle of innovation, you improve your ideas. So stay with us, whether it's the Miss Global Forum, TGALF, or of course the Global Entrepreneurship Network. We're really here to help you succeed. The competition is really our momentum, our energy. It's about helping us to prepare and engage and get some discipline around what we're doing, but we're really here to help you all succeed. I'll end with just a very important note, and that is to remind you that you all hold a very special place in the world at this time. Entrepreneurs, perhaps more than any other group of people on the planet, have a degree of comfort with uncertainty, with lack of predictability, with crisis. Because when someone comes in and completely changes the rules across the planet, entrepreneurs are very courageous. You're people that see, yes, opportunity, but you also see, you're not fearful of it. You see the rules change, it means something that wasn't possible before may be possible now. And so I hope that you'll consider yourselves all to be leaders in your communities. At GEN, for example, my organization, we're working extremely hard to prepare the world for this. Most importantly, with the Entrepreneurship World Cup in these next few weeks, where we'll try to get everybody innovating, pivoting for the pandemic, come up with 160,000 new ways that we can make things work in the future in this new economy that we'll be entering. But then in November of 2020, we're challenging every nation on the planet to celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is essentially a way of saying, you already get the power of entrepreneurship. Reach out in your communities to those that don't. Let's try to get more citizens in each of our countries being starters. More citizens thinking there's got to be better ways of doing things, taking the initiative, being part of solutions, coming up with ways to help not just themselves, but their fellow citizens. So I hope that you'll get involved in Global Entrepreneurship Week. It's happening already in 177 countries, and we hope to have more signed up soon. And then, of course, at GEN, we're also leading up to everybody returning for a Global Entrepreneurship Congress, for which you're all invited. You can go to gec.co. And this is where we will have a variety of virtual programming leading up to a finale that will allow us to all together work hard to figure out what is going to be the future of our economies and what is the role of entrepreneurs. I think you've all heard it many, many times before. You're valued in your societies because almost all the net new jobs come from firms less than 5 years old. Big companies in environments like this tend to shed jobs, whereas new firms tend to grow and create jobs. You're extremely important in an area where most of our communities are suffering from high rates of unemployment. So we hope that through the Entrepreneurship World Cup and some of the other things that Jen and our partners are trying to do here, that you'll consider yourself to be part of the solution. That we want to be part of helping to light the candle, not just in your heart, but also light the candle in the hearts and minds of many of your friends and community members. And so together we can solve, together we can work as one global entrepreneurial ecosystem in helping our economies and our communities rebuild after this difficult time. I'll end with one important note. I'm still astounded to this day. This pandemic was tailor-made for a global response, but somehow at a political level, it never got it. There were thousands of siloed responses in communities to this. I hope that as entrepreneurs, we can set an example for our political leaders, set example for the rest of the world and say that just like national boundaries are porous to viruses, they're also porous to innovation. And that we can work together as one community in coming up with solutions and answers and ideas, no matter where you come from, that we can be part of the solution in 2021 as we all rebuild and try to rebuild better. So good luck today. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I hope you'll remain part of this powerful movement of entrepreneurs around the world who are solving problems and part of the solution, seeing the glass half full. And I hope to meet many of you in the weeks and months to come as we look to be these problem solvers. Best of luck today, and thank you.
Okay, that's awesome to hear from the founder and president of Global Entrepreneurship Network. Okay, now I would like to invite, okay, before going to that, you might have a question that who is directing this Entrepreneurship World Cup from the GEN. So here is Ms. Ana Maria Torres, who is the director of Entrepreneurship World Cup in Bangladesh. She is joining us today as the guest of honor. Okay, and she has been an advisor and consultant for governments, international organization, and private sector for over 15 years, focusing on fostering innovation and entrepreneurship at the national, regional, and global level. Now, I would like to invite Ana Maria Torres for sharing something with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. And first of all, congratulations to the organizers that are making EWC Bangladesh possible. Thank you so much for all of you, all the participants who are joining today and bringing these astonishing solutions to the world, not just for Bangladesh, but there is a lot of potential there to grow them global. And last but not least, of course, the support of a great community of judges who have been here joining today and making such a fruitful discussions for entrepreneurs to also help them grow. As mentioned, I have the pleasure and honor to lead the entrepreneur launched last year at the Global in Bahrain, and rapidly, thanks to a the Global Entrepreneurship Network and the Global Education. We got more than 120 national and regional level, and EWC is about an ecosystem that allows entrepreneurs, regardless where they age or early or growth, that you can accelerate ideas and connect with a more global ecosystem to help. To add today, I'm very happy to than 174,000 countries, and that we're building a movement. It is not just a program. It is a movement where we leaders as the organizers today in Bangladesh, honestly, all around the world. So as we speak here, we also had Zimbabwe. So it's all around the world. We work with the private sector, with the investors, entrepreneurs like yourself, pretty much all the stakeholders that, of course, that allowed entrepreneurs to grow. So is to lead. We know that the makes more than 3 trillion globally. However, percent of the value created stays in only. What we want to do at the Entrepreneurship Workout is to make sure everywhere, for those of you that are participating, geography, where you're in the center, in Dhaka, or of the cities, or where you're in a city, or where you're in a rural area sector, we would love to support you. And this is a community. I do want to congratulate all of you who made it today. Because you're out of hundreds that apply, and being did it phenomenal. So I'm sure the judges are going to have a really hard to the ones moving forward. However, everyone, because of the Global Entrepreneurship Network, we're working with 70 nations, and we're making sure that everything you need in terms of access to knowledge is there. So thanks to all our partners, and I want to highlight SB Labs as well as the Entrepreneurship Global Organization. We're providing this year, and we're launching, and I'm pleased to announce, have an investment portal. So all of you who are here together, regardless of national winners or not, you're going to get the visibility you need with global investors. We our own investment fund, it was launched last year, and you'll have, because you're connected, because you're registered online, and all the very easy for global investors to check out what's going on in Bangladesh. And they're going to be able to access quite easily to connect. The second one is for those of you who are already piloted of running and you want to go and expand, we're working with the Shenzhen government in China to make sure their soft landing want to expand their businesses. We're working in China, we're working in India, and access for us and for startups as well. So we'll definitely. And then being part of EWC, as I said, is being part of Defensibility at the global level. So we're mobilizing more than wide. So it's not the same to pitch in your that going global and pitching global, that brings you all. So that's an opportunity this year because of COVID. We also have to pivot. We also have to arrange ourselves. It's going to be easier in that sense. And finally, as mentioned, the access to mentors and access to capital is critical. So provide you and connect you with leading mentors, worldwide mentors that to assist you on pivot your model if you need or support you in any. So you're going to be part of that community moving forward to accelerate too. You next week, pretty much. We will on right away, so just get ready for that. Finally, prices are something, but again, being an entrepreneur time journey. So we want to be with you in this journey, and the partners are making it here together that join today. You are only the makers that are making happen things. Our problems are needs an entrepreneurial mindset, and we're thankful for all the leaders are mobilizing the ecosystem to make sure that we become this global community of leaders and support the best solutions. So moving forward at the global the top 100 from all around the world join us on our social media. We'll be announcing on October 1st who's moving be from October 18th to the 22nd at the Miss. It's going to be virtual, so everyone can join us. Please do so. 1 million in cash prizes plus more than 7 prizes. So you can't miss this opportunity. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear from the winners. Thank you.
For wonderful, wonderful sharings. Okay, that everybody is going to get some global investors. Okay, that's the most important thing for our participants. So get ready for it, and you are going to be the winner. Okay, so it's time to hear from our judges because they have actually give their valuable time to find out the winners. So how hard it was to get the winners. So let's hear it from our respected judges. First of all, I would like to share that our Tina ma'am is not here with us because she has something important to attend. So I would like to start with Rahat sir to say something about today's session and today's speech.
Hi. So first of all, thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure to do whatever we can to help the ecosystem here in Bangladesh. has won because I think, we need to represent Bangladesh, go abroad and in regional and global investment circles. We definitely have some teams today who can do that. Working with everybody else here over the next year, advance this ecosystem so that the competition gets tougher and tougher. Want every year's new crop to be better than before. The whole ecosystem does better. So really, as we can in further competitions. Thank you.
Next, Nijor Rahman sir.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. Really work, and I also want to just pay tribute to Daffodil University as well as EWC for hosting it. We need more linkages to the outside world and outside ecosystem, and so we're always happy to kind of be. Let's keep it going and continue the hard work. Yeah, reach out any.
Thank you, sir. Next, Jahidul Amin sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed listening to the pitches. To be honest, I was inspired by many of them because we are going through a very difficult time as a nation, and COVID is wreaking havoc. So I think it's what impressed me most was everyone's positive attitude, and I believe that we will probably have one or two of companies. So best wishes to all of you, and we genuinely hope that you will create a lot of employment in Bangladesh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such thing. Okay, so we have heard something from our judges. Now we have one important person with us, that is our strategic Light Castle. From our Light Castle, I would like to invite Mr. Bijon Islam to share something, because for the last couple of been working with us constantly a successful event. So Bijon Islam.
Thank you, Birip, for giving me the floor. I'll keep it short. First of all, my apologies. We are running a bit short, pitches and everything were so engrossing. I'm very excited for again. Cup. I was there last time in Riyadh when the final happened last year. It was a very time. I do hope Bangladesh, we have some excellent candidates, goes into the top 10. And again, thank you very much for Anna joining us, Sabur Khan, of course, our respected judges, Rahat Bhai, Nijo Bhai, Zahed, and Tinapa. Thank you so much for supporting us in this journey. And to the entrepreneurs, best of luck with the results. I'm a very take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Okay, thank you. It's time for the result. The winner. Okay, who is the winner of EW? Winner at my hand. Okay, so this time we had only one winner, but this time we'll have two winners. So they will have the chance to attend the global finale and join the 100 global finalists. Okay, and they will get $ in kind support from the Entrepreneurship World Cup and GEM. Now, let's talk about it. Who is the winner of today's session? Okay, so I'm going to share something with you guys. Already I have the winner. Okay, so we have 10 finalists today. Go Zion, Shuttle, Alpha 360, Kaide Today, Soulshare, Octaglory, Mechanic Koi, Team Game Plan, Interactive Cares, and Amarle. Now, the time for runner-up. Who is the runner-up? Let's have a big round of applause for Octaglory. Yes, Octaglory, who is the runner-up of today's session. Now, it's time to know who is the champion then. Is it Game Plan? Is it interactive care? Is it who? No. Now let's have a look into our champion, who is Gojan. Yes, let's have a big applaud for Gojan. Exactly. Thank you so much, and big congratulations to our finalists and to the winners of today's pitching session. They are the winners of Entrepreneurship World Cup 2020. Okay, so that's the end of our session. Okay, so anything would you like to share? The Octa Glory? Anyone? Would you like to share something? No.
Ridwan.
Thank you for the judges. I just like to say one last thing. Let's bring the work up.
Okay, thank you so much. So I would like to thank all the participants and our special guest and our guest of honor and our respected judges for giving us your valuable time and for sharing something insightful with us. So thank you so much. Hope to see you in the global finance.